video features materials protected by the Fair Use Guidelines of Section 107 of the Copyright Act. All rights reserved to the copyright owners.
Is this thing on? Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us at the bar. Don't forget to take care of your server, even if that happens to be you. Let's head over to the table to see what Rob, Jason, and Brian are up to today.
Hey, everybody.
Right. It's another Friday.
Friday it is. Thank God.
It is. Happy hour's over, and we are at the bar.
Yep. At the bar.
So.
That never gets old.
I know, it doesn't.
I love it. So, how was everybody's week?
It's pretty good, man. Raylan went to the doctor for her last visit.
Yeah.
And nope, the wife did not notice because he stood up the entire time right next to her.
His huge bulge.
Yeah, but what was funny though, she said that she was fucking with me. She goes, "Yeah, he was standing there, but it was kind of weird though, because all of a sudden he started kind of thrusting at me." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Ah, gotcha." I was like, "All right."
So one time when my dad, this was after strokes and all that other stuff, you know, he has seen this cardiologist they'd referred him to. And this guy is, he's a little effeminate, but he's kind of a big dude, right? You know? And anyway, dad's wearing this like, you know, coveralls, not overalls, but like, you know, coveralls.
Right.
And anyway, he comes stepping up here, dad's on the table, and he steps like right up between his legs and unzips his coveralls. And I'm sitting over in the chair just kind of laughing because dad's kind of looking at me like, what the hell? And then when we get out of the office, he said, gosh damn, he said he had an 8-inch pecker and he had it pressed right up against me. He said that some bitch was hot as a firecracker. I told him he must have been into you. He's like, I don't know about that some bitch. I said, when he reached up here and unzipped your jumpsuit, I said, I about shit myself, man. So, but yeah, he's like, it's right up against my leg.
Coveralls, the adult onesie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
Does anybody make those anymore but Dickies?
You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, you used to be able to get them in kind of a more fashionable, lighter fabric, you know, instead of just for work. You know, we used them at work, the full body ones, but yeah, you used to get the light blue ones or whatever, you know, the old men would wear. Somewhere there's a store that fucking has those. You know, you know it is.
And it's probably where they sell all the safety gears.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I think they sell the heavier stuff. We're probably.
Oh, my God. Look who's back.
The British are coming. Oh, boy. Here we are.
All right, bud. We're going to have to wait a minute. All right. So you hang tight there. Well, we had this visitor last week. Yeah, it's quite interesting. The British are coming. Speaking of coming real quick, did you end up watching that video I sent? Where the guy with Dragonfly, you watched it, right?
Yes.
Did you end up watching it, Bob?
I
What
did.
the fuck was that?
I don't have that time back in my life to do anything better with it.
And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? I mean, the part was funny, but what the hell?
This guy, he's only got like 39,000 followers, but man, people, you've got to check him out. He's funny.
Compared to R12.
Well, yeah, but still, he's funnier than shit. But dude, I laughed so hard when the guy goes, "Oh my God, Craig, I'm coming." It's like it's just a dragonfly.
It's just, God, it was bizarre.
It was like a dragonfly drone or something like that.
I don't know what the fuck.
What cracks me up is Dance Floor Dale, and you call that bizarre.
At least Dance Floor Dale, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
Dance Floor Dale's about to get it on with that badonkadonk. Speaking of badonkadonks, what about Lizzo? You know, she did a lot, you know, she caught a lot of...
I like her music.
Okay, I do too. And she caught a lot of flack about her lack of clothing in a photo shoot. And I'll just tell you right now...
Oh, she had a normal amount of clothing on. But for that size of a gal, it just didn't appear to be that much.
What's up, Marion?
Hey, Marion. What's going on? Okay, we're called sluts. I like that because that implies that I'm getting a lot of action or something. But I would probably fuck the shit out of Lizzo.
Lizzo, wait a minute. Who's Lizzo?
Come on.
You don't know who Lizzo is?
Why men great till they gotta be great? Whoop. I just did a DNA test. Come on.
Lizzo, that sounds familiar.
Water me.
Oh my God. All right. Someone show me because apparently I don't know.
You know what?
Apparently there's a rock in Choctaw, Oklahoma because that's where you've been.
I've been under it. Lizzo.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a pop artist?
Yes.
Oh, is she blonde?
No. She's African American, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Honestly, I just don't listen to that stuff.
She's a big girl, but she's fantastic.
Oh,
there was controversy because she was kind of naked, and Marion says he'd never admit it. You know what? Who would never admit it? Because
yeah, I know who that is. I just don't know her name. Hey, I'm proud.
I would bang her.
Really?
Yeah. Because
Lizzo?
First of all, talent is like that, and intelligence and stuff.
Now, does she rap, sing? What does she do?
And no, she sings.
But she's got a distinct style.
Yes, she does. And her songs have a distinct style. And
Yeah.
I think she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I hope she's not a flash in the pan. But yeah, I would.
I'm happy for her.
So, we said something about Dance for Dale, and then I mentioned Badonkadonk, and I naturally went to Lizzo's Badonkadonk because I'd like to get up and splack her hams. Splack.
I just randomly pulled up an image
Sorry.
of Lizzo, and the first sentence says she has spoken out in response to a rumor that she stage dived at a concert and killed somebody.
That's horrible, man.
Just
That's
wrong.
mean as hell. Stage dive to kill someone.
She said, I've seen a lot of annoying things about me on the internet, but the thing that bothers me the most is the rumor that I stage dived at a concert and killed somebody. It's a lie, first of all. I've never stage dived in my life. And bitch, how?
Yeah,
I killed somebody. Y'all really going to put that on my motherfucking name? I know I'm big, but bitch, I'm not that fucking big. Actually, I think she is that big.
I think it depends on the height of the stage and the person that she stage dived on.
Yeah, the height has a huge
maybe he's a
part of it.
13-year-old fan and he's very frail.
I remember distinctly from a CSI episode a decade ago that there was an incident that happened at a convention where a gal smothered a guy to death, and they made reference to the fact that if you got over 265 pounds, that was a possibility of happening. So
they say if she sits on your face and you can't hear the stereo anymore, she's too big. I say get a better stereo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would agree to that.
And okay, hearing it or feeling it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
got a sub,
if you can hear the bass thump,
either that or she's gassy. You're hearing.
Well, I think you'd know within a few seconds of whether it was the bass thumping or whether it was.
Boom. Well, remember, you can't breathe, so you conceivably can't smell. It's not like you're in here breathing freely. You're going
Right.
Finally, she's like, "What is it, baby?" I said, "Lizzo, get up for a minute." Okay, now you sit back down on it.
Yeah, don't lose track of time.
I think we grossed Marion out and we lost her.
I know, she just kind of like disappeared.
It's like, well, see ya. I can see where this show's going.
Yep, well, see you later, guys.
So there you go. Let's start it off with me banging Lizzo. Lizzo, if you're listening, I'm sorry, girl.
Hey,
I've
got you a new twist on Gwyneth Paltrow that you probably didn't know about that might make you like her a little bit more.
That's
now.
silly sniz.
Is that possible?
Wait, hold on.
What?
What do you mean to like her a little bit more? We loved Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, she's got a candle that smells like her vagina.
I know, but I mean, everyone was kind of ragging
and when
on
we
her
say
for
love,
it, so.
I think she's a goofy sniz, but you know what?
Well, she was talking to Chelsea Handler. This was a while back,
right,
about her and her husband that were fighting a lot.
Right.
And Gwyneth Paltrow just told her, you know how to fix that, don't you? And she said, what? She goes, just drop to your knees and blow him. She goes, that instantly kills the argument.
Sure. You know what else
and
does?
she's talking to Howard Stern about that, and she said, yeah, I still say that. She goes, that'll kill it right there.
But there's lots of ways to kill an argument. Ask Lorena Bobbitt. She knows how to fucking kill one, too. So
Sure.
I like
her
Gwyneth
way
Paltrow's,
better.
But I noticed she didn't say, light that candle that smells like my unwashed snatch. She didn't say that. I don't know if it's unwashed. I don't care. Pheromones. Hey, it works for me.
Well, she
God,
said,
I'm a filthy boy.
I think she was offering refunds on those candles.
They caught her on a bad day.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's like, girl, were you eating a lot of asparagus?
Maybe that's only for the pink ones.
Right, I don't know. Maybe that's for this candle smells like my asshole or something.
Turn it around.
Oops, yeah. She's like, oops, they dripped wax down the wrong side. This one doesn't smell right at all.
Or to some people it might.
Right, this candle smells like my assistant's vagina. Some poor bitch. This smells like my maid's vagina.
Either that or they got
their from Family Guy.
They got their signals crossed, and she actually went in for a waxing. not for a wax pouring. And it's
Right.
two totally different things.
You know what? She saw into the wax thing, man. I'd like to see what Madame Tussauds would do with her. You know, that wax museum. They just do a wax casting of her snooch.
Yeah.
But, you know, some porn stars have done that. They do the casting.
Yeah.
You can buy. You can buy
the latex.
Yeah.
Full frontal.
Oh my gosh! Hey, how are you, Janie?
So
That's my girl.
That's your girl.
Hi.
Look at it. Janie, you should see him over here. Whenever he says that's my girl, he's got this little schoolboy shit-eating grin on his face.
He might as well be wearing like Angus Young's little pants.
Dining with a big lollipop.
All right, so just to let you guys know, next Friday night I will not be here. And the reason for that is I'm heading down to Dallas to go to see a immersive Van Gogh experience. So do not try to claim that I've got some kind of horrid medical condition.
What's up, Nick?
See, now that's what somebody would say that has a horrible medical condition and is trying to head us off at the pass because he's got a procedure plan to Dallas to take care of.
Yeah, I did.
On a Friday night.
Yes, me and Jason will cover.
I'm not going to be on a rusty folding table. In
Me
some
and
back
Jason
alley
will
somewhere.
cover it next Friday. We'll explain what's going on, so you don't have to be embarrassed. At this point.
You can say it's Friday night. I say that's recovery, but the wick hanging out.
Well, I'm not leaving here till about 3:30 p.m. anyway.
See, Carrie thinks you're lucky. That's cool though. The Van Gogh, the immersive Van Gogh, and at the end, I hear they cut your fucking ear off. So that's going to be really, really
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
No. You only get that service if you buy VIP.
Ah, okay. And then you send it to your girlfriend with a note that says, "Haven't heard from you lately." Van Gogh was. Let's see, Janie wants to. Heyo. Says. That's actually pretty cool, Bob. See, Marion thinks you got the Marion seal of approval, which I'm not shitting you is kind of important.
Yeah.
So
but it's kind of an interesting deal. They've got this whole immersive experience, but here's where it gets interesting. 2 of these type of exhibits both hit Dallas during the same period of time.
Oh, how the hell they plan that?
And
out?
it has got everybody that has bought tickets to either one of them confused because they keep seeing the advertisements on TV, don't realize that it's the other Van Gogh experience other than the one they've got tickets to. And people were actually showing up to the wrong venue before this immersive experience even opened. And whenever they were showing up at the wrong venue, it's like, we've got tickets for June 7th, but this thing says they don't even open up till August the 4th. And so they've got everybody all confused and mad.
So,
fuck it, Jason. Let's go down and do our own.
So part of the problem is that, so I got tickets too, but it was just for the van experience. And I ended up just in a parking lot in a bunch of vans, and there was some really creepy motherfuckers there. I mean, a lot of shag carpet, mirrors on the ceiling, heart-shaped windows, twice pipes, and also a lot of free candy. I'll just tell you that. And
did you see what Marion said?
No,
let's hope they don't have a JFK immersive experience in Dallas.
You just, that's horrible.
Okay, about 14 years ago, my ex-wife and I were in Dallas, and we happened to be taking our brand new puppies with us for whatever reason. At that point in time, they were just a handful, 2 Chihuahuas.
You bet.
2 of them could fit in your hand. And so we just snuck them into the hotel, whatever we were going to do. Well, we were over at the farmer's market and getting ready to come home, and we knew that the puppies needed to go potty.
Right.
And she says, "Do you think we can find a grassy patch for them?" I said, "Well, it's Dallas. I know there's a grassy knoll.
At least one grassy knoll,
around here somewhere."
We might find evidence there.
And within 2 blocks of where we were at, we passed it.
Oh, my God. And then some sicko with the last name Sapruder was over there filming them. Janie was asking if you've ever been to Factory Obscura.
No, I have not. I have never even heard of Factory Obscura.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Then we're going to make you type your fingers off. But
or you could call the phone number on the screen, 405
right?
694 6268.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Just call.
Okay, let's see.
Pick up the phone.
I totally need my glasses. I'm as blind as a bat. I'm trying to read the chat, and I'm like,
All right, so I've got it pulled up.
Okay, Factory Obscura.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I know where that's at.
Oklahoma City-based art collective.
Yes,
Creative immersive experience that awaken wonder. Okay. Now
One of them, I think it simulates you going through the womb.
Oh, this is the Flaming Lips.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
Wayne from the Flaming Lips.
Yeah, and
this is
there's
his place.
restaurants nearby. I know exactly where that is. I have not.
I
been
tried
there.
to go there and they were closed.
Yeah,
one time.
you went there and it was they immersed you in
Yeah,
that they were closed.
they were doing some kind of summer Christmas or close to Christmas thing, and we didn't get to go.
Well, if they would merge this with the Bite of the Apple that they do on an annual basis, that would be phenomenal. Have you heard of that one?
I don't know if you're talking about.
Okay, the Bite of the Apple is the erotic art show that they do on an annual basis. That needs to be an immersive
and where?
experience. Downtown Oklahoma City.
What do they do?
An erotic art show. It's called the Bite of the Apple.
Why do I not have my own gallery?
Is that before or after Running of the Bitches? I ain't heard of that one yet. Either?
No.
The running of the bitches, just a bunch of bitches. Wait. They're all running and they're trying to do selfies at the same time.
Okay.
Well, they've got the one, where
it's called the Duck Face 5K.
you know where they run down there and they ride the bikes and stuff.
Oh,
and
man.
they're all in the lingerie. I think Chambers done that a few times.
Oh, really? I mean, I know I've seen onesie pub crawls, but Janie says the
pub crawls?
Bite the Apple is amazing, so she's been there, and which doesn't surprise me.
What part of the year is that in? I think it's the spring.
Yeah, when is that, Janie?
We're waiting for your
We're
answer.
waiting.
Or you could call in at 405-694-6268.
And except for our first chatter, which I had to block. And if you were here last week, you'll know that, man, we had some dude on here that was...
He had an interesting perspective on life.
He
Yes,
was
he
a
did.
handful, but his names were hilarious.
Yeah,
But
early May.
early May.
I
Sweet.
guess we missed it this year if they had it. I don't even know if they had it this year.
You know who says we
mixtape.
can't have our own Bite My Apple festival?
Right.
And that's just a gallery we put in the front yard of us naked. What, did you really just belch on there?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Like 6 or something.
I mean, you've even got the board in front of you. You can mute yourself.
right? I mean, of all the sound effects, he's like, let me put a new one in.
It's an original.
That's, yeah. So
You'll never hear that on a professionally produced show.
Yeah, and hey, watch out. I'm going to piss him off again, folks. Watch this. There we go.
By
He's
safe.
no. See, he thinks that's going to be the next big thing, and it could be.
I gotta,
Cryptocurrency.
like I said, it's all a challenge. Me and Bob were talking about it tonight. Man, these guys are putting way too much in this to at least not do
Okay,
something.
you were talking about it. I was just patiently listening.
Yeah, you were
because
listening.
So
yeah,
I'll tell you, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
exactly.
You know, there's been a lot of things happen out there that people's like, this is never going nowhere. It's a fad,
Yeah.
like the automobile.
Yeah.
Things like that, and then boom.
Back about 1997, I had the opportunity to buy Bitcoin for 11 cents a coin.
Yeah.
I could have dropped $1,000 back in 97.
You bet.
And-
been rich today.
You'd been married to Britney Spears right now.
Oh, no, you don't marry her. You just.
Oh no, bro!
That
You
kind
don't
of
marry
money, I ain't
her.
gonna marry her.
She's not the marrying type. Did you see those pictures?
With that kind of money, you ain't gonna marry Brittany. You just, pay for a private engagement and a concert.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, all you want to do hear from her is, oops, I did it again.
Yeah.
That's all you want to hear.
And you want to hear, actually, you want her to hear that coming from you. Oops, I did it again. Oops.
Yeah.
She's like, look, the price doesn't include you coming in me. Oops, I did it again.
Sue me.
Poor
Right.
Britney.
Let's-
That's an extra 20. Okay, Brittany.
Creepy.
How much for half and half, Brittany? Oh,
Okay,
my gosh.
so-
Now I think we've scared off Marion and Janie. And I'm so-
Hey, Nick's here too. He said something a minute ago.
Yeah, Nick said the wick hanging out. We're talking about the candles and stuff.
How big is that wick?
Yeah, it's all just like big clit-shaped wick. I think we probably lost Nick too at this point. If we lost Marion, we lost Nick.
A click. Nick, get off there, Nick, right now.
Nick, they're filthy. Nick.
Okay.
She's gonna be mad.
Have you guys ever been to a 4DX movie?
No.
Do you know what a 4DX movie is?
I would in porn, I believe I pronounce that 4 dicks.
Yeah, most likely yes.
Yeah, I don't
That's where things are not 3D; they're 4D.
Well,
It's fully immersive.
they put you in a seat that is movable.
Keep talking shit, wick dicks.
They put you in a seat that's movable.
Right.
It's one of the,
Good Lord! Call an ambulance. Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
guys.
Go ahead.
so the seat's moving.
Right.
They're shooting little puffs of air into your head. they can make it rain on you.
Sounds like a DVD player in a car with a convertible. You know, a car that's convertible. That's what it sounds like to me. The same immersive experience.
They've got a snow effect.
Yeah, in Wisconsin.
What about the sex
winter.
scenes? And there's a money shot. Oh, okay. I was making sure.
A big dong comes up from your seat and penetrates you repeatedly.
Or it just comes down and expects to be serviced.
Boring. And just this big dangling wick, as Mary put it.
Right.
This big wick dick.
So a movie came out a few days ago called The Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
And I happened to go see it. And I decided this is going to be my intro into the 40X.
Oh, wow.
So I went and I sat down. Oh, excuse me.
A queening chair. Y'all know what that is, right?
I think
I do not.
Yeah, you'll need to look up queening chair,
queening
Bob.
chair.
You of all people should have to look that up. But please continue on your four dick story.
So, so here I go and I sit down and the movie starts. This thing starts bucking me like I'm on one of those riding bulls. One of those mechanical bulls.
That's awesome. Yeah.
For 2 hours.
Wow.
And
Did you feel satisfied?
Not 100% of the time. I've got my phone sitting in the cup holder.
Right?
It bucks it out of the cup holder.
Holy
I mean,
shit.
You know, they used to have those rides at the fair that you're, like you're in a vehicle and it would, move you in the chair and you're watching this video screen. It's like you actually feel like you're going downhill,
right?
Hard,
Yeah.
I mean, so that is kind of, if it's anything like that stuff, which is way outdated, that ought to be awesome.
But
I mean,
He said it's kind of annoying.
It is.
it's a shame that it was Brokeback Mountain you were watching, but
Right.
it's,
Yeah, it took him a long time to get all the motion right in that one for it to sync up right with the video on the screen.
was it Randy Quaid in the background leering at you? You sick sons of bitches. Why can't I quit you? You're in there trying to eat popcorn. Motherfucker.
I don't even see how you would eat popcorn or keep from stabbing yourself in the roof of the mouth with your straw
You're right during this thing.
And honestly, I was looking around. Does this thing have a seatbelt? Because I might need some.
Yeah. Beat yourself to death with some red vines.
And I'm serious. 2 hours later, I felt like I had just left the gym.
Wow.
It was pretty intense. But I picked Jungle Cruise because I thought, okay, here they are. They're going to be going down this river.
Right.
There's going to be some action. This and that. I was not prepared for this thing. Just started bucking me all over the place, and it was just nonstop.
I would have paid to see that. Just to have a night vision camera
On Bob.
Motherfucker.
Okay. You told a story years ago.
Uh-oh. You've told a million. Which one is it?
Oh my God, which one is it? Yeah.
The Thai basket fuck.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What?
The Thai basket fuck.
All right.
So this guy at the convenience store that lived right down from my house, that was a little bit of a perv. I was still late teens probably, and
Impressionable.
yeah, and he had been in the Navy, and he was talking about their stayover, their port of call or whatever, somewhere in Thailand or something like that. And he was like, man, it's like a paradise. The sex tourism shit was still big, and he was talking about. So they put us in this thing. They go for, get the basket fuck. He's like, what's this? He's like, so they lay you down, and then they take this little Thai girl not a child, an adult, but this little Thai woman that they put in this like wicker or macrame basket thing, and they lower her, and she's obviously positioned such a way, they lower her down. But first they spin it, right? Where it's spun real tight, and then they lower onto your wiener and then let go of it. And he's like, you're like, oh my God. He said, just about to die. He's like, and I was like, wow, man. And the guy was a creep.
That is kind of weird. I've heard that before.
I think he became a known pedo.
Your reaction to that ending right there was exactly how I was feeling in trying not to come out of this damn 40X seat while they're bouncing me all around. I was like, wow.
I wonder how many lawsuits they're going to get hit with from people that have bumped their fucking heads because they fell out of the chair, they're dizzy. You get a 50-pound little kid in there ready to see, oh boy, Jungle Cruise. And he goes throwing him into the next aisle. It puts his eye out with a straw from his drink. That's
where that could happen. You think about it, that could happen.
But of all the stuff that they do to you, right behind your cup holder, there's a little button that says water on or off. Like the water is the
spray. Yeah. Janie, you ain't right, girl. Orders macrame kit.
Did you go out and tell the manager that they made all them seats vibrate? They could probably sell the place out. Did you tell him that?
No, I didn't.
The good news is with that mister like that, you could totally flip it out and just like squirts of piss down the next aisle over, and nobody would know. When you'd be like, they'd be like, "Whoa, man, that was weird," and be like, "Part of the movie, wasn't me."
Totally immersive.
Yeah.
The only thing that catches you is occasionally they've got a strobe light that goes off like when lightning happens or
Right?
something.
Perfect for seizures for kids.
You're right in the middle of
Yeah. And if it's like the roller coasters that flash the picture of you, you know, the ones where all the, Mystery Mountain or some shit where they do the topless ones, we just get a picture of the surprise look of Bob with his cock out, piss shooting out.
like a Lavender jet.
I would pay good money for that. That would be my chosen picture behind me, man. I mean,
You'd give up Carlin for that?
I'd give up Carlin for that. And what the hell was that?
Oh no! Someone peed in my pants.
There you go, right? I'm telling you, it's like, man, the spray's really warm. I don't, and it smells like asparagus. This is immersive as fuck. The jungle asparagus cruise. I love it. Either that, or you can be like, "Here comes the mud," and people are expecting you just throwing shit like a fucking monkey.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Right? There you go.
You wanted an experience, we're going to give you a fucking
4DX
experience.
Tough Mudder because you don't know what they're throwing at you.
Well, can you sneak in your own special bucket of popcorn?
Oh man, how about a squeeze bottle full of whatever fluid you prefer, whatever bodily fluid. That'd be a lot of jizz saving. I'll just tell you that. Swoosh.
Just fill that sumbitch up with a couple of cans of dog food.
Right, sling that around.
So that's right. 4D movie experience.
The motionology of 4DX, perfect in transforming movies into life. In that case, I would like to see a point of view porn in 4DX.
Okay,
It's just rocking you back and forth.
Okay, this shows all of the different effects. They've got the roll, the stay,
Stunning.
the sway and twist, the pitch, the heave. Let's look at the heave.
The hell's a heave? Now this might be copyrighted.
It might be.
See, up and down. See, I'm telling you, they can
that
do
was
a
quick.
porn of this, but they don't need to make it like an hour-long movie for me because I'm going to sleep that last 57 minutes. They need to make that,
Scents, warm air, wind, snow, lightning.
rainstorm.
What the fuck do they do for lightning?
The
Oh,
strobe
it's just a
lights.
strobe. I was like, what, do they shock you?
Oh yeah, great. Put people into seizures. Yeah,
Right?
there you go.
Yeah, fog, bubbles, and fog storm.
Says next to there's no mud in a tough mud. Marion said the heave, is that in the bar?
Yeah, yeah, that's afterwards.
That's kind of neat. I'm gonna have to experience
But
that.
it's like $15 a ticket.
Fuck, that's
No,
cheap.
that'd be worth
But,
it just to
okay,
experience
the
something
problem
like
I
that.
had though is while all of this is going on to you, you kind of lose track of what's going on in the movie.
Right.
So this would be great for one of those specially made movies that was like, here's your roller coaster ride and you're doing your thing and stuff like that.
This could be great if you're doing something raunchy in the movie theater and you don't want people to know it. Everybody's fucking moving. They can't single
Right.
you out.
Yeah, I think about it. You don't have to do a whole
You
lot
know
of
you're
moving
going to have
because it
two
does it
people.
for you.
Yeah, you're going to have
Yeah.
two people in a fucking chair at some point.
Right.
And they'd be like, okay, we know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know.
You got that hole cut at the bottom of that popcorn tub.
And we've got Hate Machine. And what? Hello.
That's why Marion has to watch 3D twice.
I do not know. I don't know what he's speaking.
I don't know. Does anybody else know that one? Bob, you know that?
Hallo. Wie
Sprachen de Deutsch?
geht es dir?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know Hate Machine, but we have a feeling we know. Oh, this is off of a different platform. This is off of
Oh, that's off D Live.
D-Live.
D Live right now. D Live.
D-Live.
All right. Olympics are going on, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Synchronized diving. What the fuck is that?
I know. I saw some of that. I
Okay,
didn't quite get
Okay,
it.
here's the thing.
German, yes.
Let's say synchronized diving does require
Willkommen. I don't know
a ton of skill, and you have to be extremely, qualified, in tune with your partner, whatever.
Yeah, synchronized anything,
Okay.
really.
Why do they have to be so athletic to pull that off? I mean, you're diving off of a platform.
But you're timing it together.
But why do you have to have like 3% body fat to pull
Well,
off that?
when you have to do that for 16 fucking hours a day to get your routine down, I guess you just naturally get in shape.
Well,
and you don't know. I mean, these are swimmers, obviously, that have decided, hey, I'd like to specialize in that.
Well, basically, they're failed swimmers that can't swim the length of a pool and back. So it's like, fuck
Well,
it, we're
but look at it this way, though.
Like maybe some diving for you there, y'all,
Right.
too. And, you know, well,
I mean, okay, it's like in the NFL. You know what you call a receiver who can't catch the ball? Cornerback.
Yeah.
He's on defense.
Right? So okay. It says, what are we talking about? Was ist das Thema? The theme is the Olympics.
Sports that should not be in the Olympics.
You know what? There's some people that believe the old biathlon, which you don't get to see televised a lot, but the biathlon, the old ski and shoot. You ski and then you shoot.
Shoot targets.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I didn't know
people
they
are
did
like,
that.
where the hell does that come from? Well, let me tell you, it worked well for the,
Yeah, back in the day for hundreds of years.
for
every
troops that-
season.
What's the one where they
push
push the thing and you got
curling? It's the only Olympic sport where you can go the night before you compete and polish off a sixer.
I know.
And some cheese fries and then get up in the
Now,
morning.
see, now that one I don't
is
know.
it
I mean,
cheese
I
fries
like
that-
watching. I think it's neat, but I don't see how that would be like any better than people doing
Yeah, I mean,
synchronizing.
you know, what are they
jumping.
going to come up with now? You know, I mean, rock, paper, scissors, the Olympic competition.
Dude, we were
I mean,
killing that.
I mean, come on, man. So, yeah, we're talking about the Olympics. And
Just to clarify, it's,
and of course,
it's
Simone
not cheese fries,
Biles-
it's poutine.
Yeah,
because
well,
that's
poutine,
Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, there you go. That's right, because the curling, poutine is awesome.
It really
cheese
is.
curd, fries, gravy.
What's not to like?
Oh, come on, man. It's got everything you like and not a damn thing you don't.
What is it?
Poutine.
What is that? I
Have
don't
you
know.
done?
You know what? God damn.
No, dude, I haven't been anywhere.
Not
Apparently,
only does he tip like it's 1930.
y'all shut the fuck
Say,
up.
is there new food that's
Why you being a dickhead fool?
what's that new food you kids are talking about?
So,
the hamburger sandwich. What's that?
So I looked up the scoring.
Oh, fuck, the
on-
Germans are not good in Summer Olympics. No, I was about to say something. Well, they're not bad, but, you know, y'all just like saying poutine.
Oh, it's
That's
just
a
cheese
fact.
fries, Brian. Oh, okay.
It
thanks,
is not.
Nick.
No,
That's what he
it is
said.
not.
With that, Nick.
It's cheese fries with gravy.
Yes, so you got these really
White
good
or
fries.
brown?
Brown.
Really good fries, but cheese curds, not just fucking cheese.
That's a
We're not
Canadian
talking-
thing, right?
Yeah, we're not talking.
Chris used to talk about this.
Well, then we need Chris to weigh in on this because we're not just talking about sprinkling some
He's
Kraft
camping.
fucking shreds. We're talking about cheese curds.
Yeah.
Straight
and
out
then,
of Wisconsin.
And then gravy, and they do all kinds of fancy stuff. Maybe they throw some bacon bits on it. Maybe
Yeah.
but I'm kind
Green
of a
onions.
purist. You bet.
Years ago, back
Man.
when our friends owned Rattlebones, me and Chris sat down one time. I said, "You know what sounds good?" And he goes, "What?" I said, I said, "French fries and gravy." He goes, "Oh, that sounds awesome. Get some."
Yeah.
So they bring it out, and he looks down. He's like, "That's fries and white gravy." I
So
said, "Yeah,
fuck
that's what you
that's
eat."
good, yeah.
He goes, "No, it's French fries and brown gravy."
Well, poutine is.
So he tried it for the first time, and he loved it.
And
Yeah,
Marion
we've actually
and Janie
smuggled-
need to immediately stop talking amongst each other. Immediately. That frightens me. And I'm not sure what to do with that.
Leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
I'm a little frightened about that. And yes, we do like saying poutine. There's a poutine eating contest. Where is it?
All right. So synchronized diving.
Yes.
There's an 11 judge panel.
11 judges.
11
That's
judges.
ridiculous.
And they throw out like the top two and the bottom two scores. So 7 judges are involved in the actual scoring, and like 2 of them are only watching the first diver, and 2 of them are only watching the second diver, and then 3 of them are watching the everything that happens in the middle. And I mean, it's just
That's ridiculous.
I think it's time we shut the chat down. Yeah. Oh, wait. Where are you from, my friends? Well, I'll tell you. We are all from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma in the
The
United
great
States, right in the
state of
center of the United
Oklahoma.
States.
Where the wind comes sweeping down the plain and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when I don't fucking anyway, yeah. But we are from Oklahoma and proudly.
And you're from Germany?
Why are you looking at me? Yes.
No,
he
I mean,
is.
I heard you say it a while
he's
ago. I'm
speaking
asking.
German
Yeah,
and,
so-
and writing in German, so we're going to assume that he is German or perhaps Austrian. But he said German, and he said Germans are not good at the Summer Olympics, or head-to-head combat with American troops in 1944. I'm sorry, I had to. No.
But, if I'm ever looking for a replacement oven, I'm going for German engineering first.
And Peabody Nick says, "Shalom, my Jewish friends." Call it In the Bathroom. That's Carrie and Marion's. No, that should be Bob's solo podcast. In the Bathroom with Bob.
In the bathroom with oh my God, can you imagine how that would go?
That's all where the good girly convo is. You know my theory on what girls do when they're together alone, of any age, but we're gonna
they play with each other boobies.
No, don't be gross.
Oh, okay.
When girls are together, they pillow fight in their white cotton panties and tank tops. And they practice kissing.
I would go with the baby doll pajamas, but yeah.
No, just white cotton panties and tank tops, and they practice kissing, and that's what girls do when they're together.
That's why they need to go to the bathroom together at restaurants.
Right. So, I don't want to hear nothing refuting it. No one's interested in your fucking lies. Who am I going to believe? My own fantasy or an actual fucking woman who are known to be deceitful? So, yes. And, oh, Lord, ice from Bavaria. Yes, Bavaria. Oklahoma is in the Midwest. Very windy, I heard. So it can be. It's not as windy as West Texas, which we're near. But, yeah, we're right in the middle. Our state has it looks like a pot where the bottom was torn off of it. We got a panhandle.
I love how you describe that.
Right? It does. It looks like a pot where the bottom was all torn off, like it rotted out.
From all the fucking tornadoes that smacked it.
Right, exactly. So we have more American Indian tribes headquartered in Oklahoma than any other state.
Yes.
Oklahoma was Indian territory until we decided to take it back like assholes, part of it. And Oklahoma became a state in 1907. And
they did a land run back in 1889.
Yep.
And they basically said, here's 4 stakes.
Yeah.
Go out.
Stake you off some land. But
I've never looked into the details of that. Did they try to section that off as like on a square mile grid, or
I don't know,
or were you able to?
I'm not sure how they did it. I'm sure they had some kind of system, 25,000 paces to the west, or something, right. Or, I don't know, or, they had some kind of deal, but I'm sure they hacked out something, said, okay, here's what I've got. Your staked off area, we've measured it, exceeds the amount of what your allotment can be. We'll resize it down. We're going to take off this. I'm sure they had some kind of system, but of course we got, the nickname the Sooners because there were some that snuck in before the start of the land run.
I'd be willing to bet most of them snuck in prior.
There were some, and there were some ethnic groups that grouped together and violently defended their stakes all together against others, wouldn't let other people stake a claim. For example, some African Americans, like near Langston, in that area,
right.
they fought off other people that were trying to claim, and which was smart to do. And of course, when I was a kid, I started school at the grade school I started was Indian Meridian Grade School. And that was the eastern boundary of the land run was the Indian Meridian.
Right.
And of course, it's a road now called, wait for it, Indian fucking Meridian. So, there we go. And
there's your history lesson today.
History and art? Is this PBS? Yes. Pubic bareness syndrome, which is what happened when they shaved my pubes at the hospital before my cath procedure.
I bet I look good, Jason.
It looks really good. Horrible.
It looked horrible?
It looks ridiculous.
Okay.
It looks like a middle-aged man, but with a toddler look. Same size penis. I think that's the second time I've made that joke.
You should have at least had him give you like a flat top.
Yeah.
A fade.
Can you give me a fade?
Marion said that's exactly what happens when girls get together. So, and Hate the Machine Google mapped Oklahoma. And there's a link here, the German Wikipedia about Oklahoma. And
Interesting.
You know what? I want to click this so bad. It's probably some kind of horrible site and virus. Nope. It is in German, but it is Oklahoma. It shows that's it, man. And it says something in German about it's very awesome. No, it doesn't say that at all. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So you're in Bavaria, the Bavaria region, but I'm not exactly sure what Bavaria region that is, but I can tell you I enjoy the food and the beer.
Yes. Especially schnitzel.
Oh my gosh, or any good sausages?
I think wait a minute. What have I had this?
You ought to see. We have
beer,
Oktoberfest here every year. You know, there's a couple of different celebrations around the state for Oktoberfest, and you know, we think it's great. Food's great and all that, and but it's not. Marion said the southern part. So, you know, I'm sure our Oktoberfest is just a horrific joke to someone that's been to Oktoberfest in Germany, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so, yeah.
Well, I was at the Volksfest, which was out in Stuttgart, and which is the second largest festival, because you know a lot of people think that Oktoberfest is just the common name for any beer festival that happens in any German town.
Yeah.
But in all reality, there's only one true Oktoberfest.
Right.
Everything else is a different fest that happens at a similar time of year. And I was actually at the Volksfest, which translates to People's Fest, there in Stuttgart.
Right.
And I had some of the best food while I was there, and some of the best beer. And I've even got my, it was the 125th anniversary. So they celebrated by making their steins bigger that year. So they were 1.25 liter steins.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I was walking around with the entire time.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
Yeah. And while I was there, and I don't know if, hey, Machine, if you've ever been to Stuttgart, but there is a little restaurant there that I hope is still there that made the best, what they call a cordon bleu, which is a schnitzel, which is a huge pounded out piece of pork that they stuffed with
I bet
cheese.
he knows what schnitzel is. Yeah.
Well, there's maybe other people that don't.
Right.
But,
and there's different types.
They stuff it
Schnitzel,
with cheese and ham, and then they fold it over onto itself and then deep fry it. So whenever it comes out of the fryer, you've got this big, huge ham or a pork loin that's been fried, like chicken fried.
Right.
And then
or veal.
They set it on a platter next to a big order of fries.
Right.
So whenever you cut into that thing, all that melty cheese just flows over into your fries. So you've instantly got a plate of cheese fries to go along with your schnitzel.
Oh my God, that sounds good. Wow. Man.
So,
why are we sitting here talking about it instead of eating German food? It's hard to get good German food around here.
Well, we've got the House of Bavaria.
Oh, I don't think I've had House of Bavaria. I've had Royal Bavaria.
Oh, well, that's the same thing, Royal Bavaria.
They're all right, you know. And back in the day, way back in the day, when old Germany was open,
right,
it was really, really good. And for a while, it had a Michelin star, I think. But that was, yes, in the 80s, and it was constant work. I mean, it was hard, and, you know, we needed reservations. They really ramped it up for a long time, and then they just decided this is too much, and they kind of started ramping it down, and now it's nothing. So there you go. Ingrid's Kitchen. Yes, we love Ingrid's, but Ingrid's is hybrid German now at its best. It was better years back, I feel like, but it's not just exclusively German food. Like I've had lobster bisque at Ingrid's before, and their bakery is phenomenal. And in fact, I had an eclair that was done. It had cannabis in it, and they said that Ingrid's did their prep on those. So, there you go. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Just to let y'all know, I did it for the hell of it. The chat's showing up on the thing now.
Sweet.
So people can see what each other's saying to each other.
Right. That's good. And also the hateful messages.
I know. Well, if that shows up, we'll pop it off
that
there.
Guy, man. Why? Well, I've had to block him twice now.
I know. It's like, stop. Come on,
man.
Dude.
You can do
better.
Oh,
did he come back again?
Yeah. See, the first name was The British Are Coming. And then he changed. I think he changed the spelling. I don't have my glasses on, so he could say the same hate spewing bullshit.
I don't understand that.
And the thing is I think you're witty when it comes to the names. Like last time, and I issue the same challenge as last time. You can do better, man. You're obviously of some intellect and you have a sense of humor, obviously. We don't mind dark humor. We don't mind potty humor, but we're not going to put up with just hate spewing. There's nothing humorous about that.
Yeah.
I challenge you to do better. Come on. You'll get all the attention that you want and then some, probably some you don't want, if you'll show us your intellect and who you are, who you really are. If this hate you're spewing is who you really genuinely are,
then we don't need you.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't tell him that.
Because
actually do it.
We don't have time for it. I'm too old. Life is too short to put up with that kind of hate. I'm done with it, So
There we go.
At the Bar Podcast. Donka, well, thank you. You're very, very friendly. Next year, I hope to move to Texas. Oh, wow.
Well, we're in Diet, Texas.
He's a mechanic for BMW, Mercedes, and Audi.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
You will have plenty of work there.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Especially if you're in either the Dallas
Dallas
area
or
the Houston area.
Oh,
You
dude,
bet.
you'll be packed with business.
You know,
you'll be good.
Texas used to, advertise for their tourism thing. It's like a whole nother country. And you know what it is, man? You've got everything you want. You want coast, you got that. You
Mountains.
want bayou, you got that down there. You got Texas Hill Country.
Yep.
You've got flatlands, plains, everything. Texas has a lot to offer.
Whitewater Rapids.
And and my girlfriend was originally from Texas. She's a Texas girl, but I forgive her. And yay, Texas. I knew you'd chime in on that. It says, hope to find a job. Hey, I bet you'll find a job very quickly, especially that, if you're a mechanic in Germany. Bob told me one time, it doesn't matter what you do in Germany. There's a certification or a license for it. So I'm sure you're certified, and I bet they would be glad to have you. And Janie also says, world's largest flea market. Says, has everything you need, babe.
Okay,
And,
world's largest flea market. Is that not? It's not Lakon. That's in Alabama. I'm trying to. I've been there, but I can't think of the name of it. It's like fourth Saturday trade days.
Yeah, somebody clue us in where that's at.
Oh, yeah, that's that one they do every. Yeah, I think it's called the fourth Saturday, right?
Yeah, but it starts with a C or something like that.
I knew a guy that just real quick went over there, and a buddy of his that he'd got to know because this guy I know he goes and buys like
Canton.
Canton.
Okay. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Janie.
Let's say, for example, Victoria's Secret's having a big thing on all their panties. They're selling them for 50 cents. He'll go buy all the shit, put them all on eBay and sell them, or Amazon.
Right.
Well, he made
First
a buddy
Monday.
down there, and this buddy calls him and said, "Hey, man, I've got this shitload, like I want 4,000 or 5,000 of these Nike golf balls." He said, "I don't want them. I will offload them to you for $1,000." He goes,
Right.
"All right." So he rented a car.
You ain't shitting.
Rented a thing, went all the way down there. He said, "Hey, now take them over to this guy. This guy will buy them from you." He goes, "Okay." He walked over. The guy shelled him out $10,000.
Yeah, let me tell you, I knew somebody used to sneak onto the golf courses and do the ponds. We worked with him,
Rep.
and he would sneak in at night, and they'd run him out of there because most of these places have contracts to do this, to recover golf balls.
Right.
But he would wade around in these ponds at night and gather these golf balls up.
By the hundreds.
Yes, and then go and clean them up, and he would collect them all. And then downtown, he would set up at lunchtime with egg crates with these cleaned golf balls. He's clean. He's had people buy their own monogrammed golf balls back from him.
Wow.
But he made a mint doing that.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, it says, I love the American way of life and the Americans. So much freedom.
Well, thank you. So do we.
We were just talking about that, Brian and I, the other day. We appreciate that. Thank you. The American way of life, the American dream is expressed, I believe, in my opinion, is expressed most completely by immigrants that come to this country. No one understands the American dream like an immigrant.
Oh, you got that right.
Being born into this country, we tend to get complacent. So people that have a hunger to do better in their lives, that want better in their lives, they want to come to America. I applaud them and welcome them because we need those people. We are a nation of immigrants. We are a melting pot, whether you like it or not. And the freedoms we have traded some freedoms for security, which there's argument, the quote, if you would trade freedom for security, you deserve neither. But we live in a different world today. But yes, we do enjoy many freedoms that there are many countries that don't have, that they don't enjoy. But there are some freedoms in other countries that we don't enjoy, that a different kind of freedom. So and our taxes are lower, but they still haven't figured out public health care. We've got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do.
Never in the history of the United States, in my humble opinion, like I've been around for, a few hundred years, I don't think we've had a time in our history that we have so much work to accomplish and the divide is so great. But the way to do it is not to just sit back and complain. Hey, if you're 6'7" and complain about your school's shitty basketball team, but you're not doing anything to help, how about you shut the fuck up?
That's a good analysis.
So,
I like that.
so if you want to help your nation, if you're not happy about your nation, not proud about the way it is, you say, well, I don't feel patriotic. It was Mark Twain who made a quote, something I'm paraphrasing. It said, you should always support your country and your government when they're right. So that's patriotism. You could be proud of the land you live in and still dissent with the government or the way it's being run. And if you want it to truly be a government by the people, for the people, then get out there and make it so. That's how that change occurs. I'll step off
Amen.
that soapbox, but I'll tell you what, I love immigrants that come to this nation and want to work. And we get a lot that come in illegally. And you know what? There may be a lot of them that don't want to work, but I've seen most often immigrants that come into this country, even illegally, work their ass off. And if that isn't spurring our economy and helping you and I out, something's wrong. And they say, they're taking our jobs. I think I already got on this.
Oh,
soapbox a few shows
yeah,
back.
you did.
It
But you
pisses
were
me
right.
off, but yes, I digress here, but yes, we're glad you love the American way of life. We invite you to join us and celebrate it with us and enjoy the freedoms and then become a citizen and participate in our government. Participate.
Because trust me, there's a lot of people here. I wouldn't mind sending to another damn country. Getting the hell out of here because they're pieces of shit.
I
We're
say
glad to
just
welcome
another
you,
continent, Antarctica. We could send a lot of people to Antarctica.
Oh, yeah.
Just freeze them until we can come up with a way to fix them.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's my soapbox. It says from the people, by the people, for the people. That's the USA I've heard of, and I love that. And that is what we are founded upon.
Exactly.
Our founding fathers were flawed individuals. They were flawed men who came up with the very best system they could come up with, but they were the rebels and rogues of their day because they questioned the authority and they questioned the status quo and said, fuck this. And you know what? That's what made them powerful. We think of these staunch, stoic, stately men in powdered fucking wigs and, and
They were
goofy
scrappers.
shoes. Yeah, all this stuff. Let me tell you what, they were ready for a fucking fight. They were ill prepared. They were ill equipped. And let me tell you, they led that war. They froze to death. They starved. They did everything, but they fought and they won. They did have the advantage of that. The English army had a long way to go, but the English army had plenty to work with. So I'll tell you what, they believed in just that right there. That it's from the people, by the people, for the people. They believe that.
Yeah.
Did they make mistakes? Absolutely.
Yep.
They didn't give people of color the right to vote, women the right to vote. They say, oh, the founding fathers were racist. They were the people of their day, and they were flawed just as we are. 200 years from now, the people in society will look at us and go, boy, they were really stupid.
Exactly.
So let me tell you, what they did do is they drafted a document that the beauty of the document is it's changeable.
Yep.
But it's hard to change. And it was meant to be hard to change. But that's the beauty of our Constitution.
Yep.
I will get off my soapbox now and stop waving
No,
the
that was a
flag,
good one, Jason.
but
Appreciate
there
it.
you go.
Hang on a minute. Let me get the
Don't
right
tread
thing
on
for
me. That's right. I've got, there you go.
There we go.
That's right. Nicht auf mich. Very nice. In fact, I have a tag. Oklahoma has a tag you can get that has the Gadsden flag that says "Don't tread on me," and that's on the back of my truck right now.
Oh, it is, isn't it? I think I remember
Yep,
saying that.
that's the Gadsden flag.
Okay, I got a question real quick. Bob, you have had something up on that page over there for the last 10 minutes. Why is that up?
It's a candle that smells like somebody's vag. Nope, it's Cascade.
Cascade.
Yeah, I was
right.
curious about
Copyrighted.
this. Copyrighted.
Okay.
Hang on a minute. There we go.
Cascade makes dishwashing detergent.
God, we're talking about dish soap.
All right.
And they do so while enjoying the freedoms of the United
And they do so while enjoying the freedoms of being an American. Okay. A few years ago, they started coming up with these little pods.
Yes.
Okay. So
I use some pods in my
I-
dishwasher when it wants to work.
You didn't do the pod challenge, did you?
No,
Okay,
but
just checking.
that's Tide. That's a totally different thing.
If you shove one of them up your ass, it gently cleanses your colon overnight while you
And it
sleep.
works.
And it really, really works.
as long as you've got a decent dry cycle.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. You need to put some squirt some jet dry up your ass too with it. So
Jump
it's
around.
squeaky clean come morning.
Put all in you and then go to a 4D movie.
Right? You come out all sudsy assed and clean.
And everybody else thinks that's the bubble feature.
That's just Bob's ass.
Right? Why are they spewing shitty soapy water all over?
Ooh, it's coming. There's that fresh scent smell too.
Man, the shit smells lemony fresh. Okay, yes. Right. And it didn't leave spots on me after it dried.
Okay. Have you went to the store to buy pods?
Yeah.
Yes, I bought a huge container of them.
Right. Like 90 of them in a thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
better
like,
buy
like
them
a year's worth.
Bulky Bob over here.
Okay. Why do they have different grades of pods?
Yeah.
You've got your original, your complete,
Yeah.
your free and clear, then your platinum.
Oh, I
Okay.
could tell you why.
Why?
Pretty easy.
Yes.
I work at McDonald's. I've got a job that I make a little more money than you. This one over here, me and my wife's doing pretty good. This right here is I got a lot of fucking money. That's why they do it.
You know what? They give you options because people like choice, but also they can charge you more. You can say, look, all I do is eat one dry sandwich off of my plate one time, and then you put it in the dishwasher. You don't need platinum. But other people, maybe I come waddling out of my kitchen after eating a fat-laden, greasy-ass meal that I left the dishes in the sink for a fucking week, and we need something with the industrial strength to get it clean.
Okay, I understand that, except nowhere in their marketing or their product description says, this one might be for you.
Yeah.
There's nowhere in that. But
so you got to decide.
It's all by price range.
And each one of them varies by $1.50, $2 for a container full.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a life-saving decision.
Well, no, some people might look at it, and some people might actually look at it and go, okay, that one's $5, that one's $7. I want to keep my $2.
They say, look, we've got a budget,
$2,
budget friendly. If you really want to get budget friendly, get the damn Walmart brand that's still in the box that's powdered. There's your budget friendly, or the old liquid.
The good old.
That's all I used to use was the liquid.
Yeah. So
when I went to these, it does do.
Well, I grew up on the powder, pour it out of the box, and
Yeah.
hope that the little spring-loaded thing in your dishwasher actually opens. Because if it don't, then
I know what you're
I
talking
didn't
you're
have a
screwed.
dishwasher.
I still do that.
I grew up with a fucking lemon joy and me cleaning them motherfuckers by hand.
Well, I grew up with a dad that whenever mom went out of town one time, he loaded up the dishwasher with lemon joy.
Fuck.
Oh,
my
shit.
gosh.
And whenever that sumbitch started overflowing with suds coming out the door and everything else, he didn't know what to do. I remember him opening up the front door of the dishwasher. And you couldn't even see the racks in there. All it was a wall of suds.
That's right. So Hate Machine says, understanding English and writing is easier than talking. I understand everything you say. That is true. I read Spanish much better than I speak it or even understand it.
Yeah.
Right.
And, so, that's.
Hey, don't
that's
forget
me.
to subscribe, by the way.
Oh, yes. Subscribe and like our page. But you know what, Bob? I would find it refreshing if we came out with a new one that says, whatever brand, Grease Killer 5000, or say we only have one option. The very best we can make.
You know why? I will ask. Why don't they do that? Why doesn't any
Wouldn't
product
you buy
do that?
if it came out and said, and their slogan is, "We don't need 4 different choices. We only put out the best. This is the best you can get. We stand by our product.
Right.
Go fuck yourself."
That would be great as the title.
And
Cascade.
you're on a budget.
Right.
Okay, instead of having the 96-pack,
Right.
okay, why not have a 54-pack?
Right. But then, it goes up, per unit. I mean, you pay more per unit for buying less,
for the smaller
which I call
packaging.
horse shit on. And every now and then you'll see a deal where you pay more for buying more.
Right, I've seen that before.
per unit, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Whenever we were growing up,
God, we're getting all worked up over
they
soap.
never
Right?
did
Damn
put the
Cascade.
per unit price on anything.
Right.
And
You had to figure it out.
You had to do the math.
That's
But
right.
Back in the
I
day,
still do that shit.
Back in the day, things used to be pretty easy. You had an 8-ounce container or something, then you had a 16-ounce container, then you had a 32-ounce container.
Yeah.
So it was easy to do. Then the marketing folks got involved, and they said that, hey, instead of an 8-ounce and a 16-ounce container, we're going to make an 8-ounce and a 15-ounce container. That way, you're not going to be able to figure out.
Yeah, we're going to make it difficult. You're going to have to bust out the old Texas Instruments calculator.
Right. And then they started putting the actual...
No, Hate Machine, you cannot wash your car with that product.
No, it would not be good.
I suppose if you dissolved it in water, but I'm not. It's a heavy. A lot of them have more of a degreaser. Well, I don't know. Some of the car wash products take off road tar and bugs and grime. Perhaps you could if you dissolved it well, but I think there's cheaper products that would do a better job. So sorry. Please continue.
And you can get a a lesser immigrant to do that for you at a much cheaper rate.
Welcome to America. Bob's a dick, but we love him.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, they've confused the issue now,
Right.
and they do that on purpose, and also even right down to product placement.
Well,
you know,
I heard
top shelf, middle
I heard a
shelf.
term the other day. It's called shrinkflation.
Okay,
So what that is, for example, they were talking about cereals.
right.
You could used to buy a 14.5 ounce box of cereal at a certain price, but now that same certain price is coming in, but it's only a 13 ounce box of cereal. So they've reduced the product, and they're calling it shrinkflation because you think that you're getting the same product and paying the same price,
you bet.
but you're actually getting less.
That's right.
And here recently they've done that with ice cream because now you're not getting half gallons of ice cream; you're only getting 3 pints per container. You know, I haven't seen them do that with like butter or milk, and
No.
I think that
Candy bars are notorious for that. They've been doing that. If you
absolutely.
compare candy bars from 1970, you know, a
Exactly.
Snickers from 1970 to a Snickers now, they have all reduced in size.
except for that king size.
You bet. And even that king size, you know, the king size Snicker
Yeah.
was one big bar. Now it's two small, you know,
Right.
two smaller bars. They're still banging us on all this stuff, man. It's just, they got to remain competitive. They say, look, you know, your average kid, you know, your parents are going to pay this much for a candy bar. They're not going to pay this much more. We'll give them the illusion of that, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of, the shrinkflation, I get that. So yeah.
But by the same token, there's a lot of recipes that you go with, and it goes, you need a box of powdered sugar, or you need a, stick of butter. Well, if they start changing the standard sizes of things, then all of a sudden your recipes are off because
Yeah.
the people that wrote them
Yeah.
depended on those container
You
sizes
bet.
to be the same.
Yeah, a 16 or one of those weird odd size cans of tomatoes or something.
Right.
Now you can't find that, and so you just kind of have to adjust. Damn product manufacturers.
We will be right back. When we come back, Bob, we forgot to mention something when we started the show. You had a story about Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that
last
we were
week.
supposed to talk
So
about
when we
last
come
week
back,
about
we'll
the
talk
pet
about it.
cemeteries.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
And I'll go get some freaking glasses so I can see the chat better.
Well, let's do that. All right, folks, hang in tight. Call your friends, tell anybody, subscribe, all of the good stuff. We'll be back here in just a minute.
Ciao.
The guys are recycling their drinks, and we'll be right back.
Waka, waka, wow, wow.
5, 4,
3, 2,
1.
1.
We are at the bar.
All right, here we are. We are back, and now we're going straight to Bob.
All right.
All right, Bob, tell us all about this Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys know last month I lost a Chihuahua.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't lose her. I know where she's at.
Yeah,
she's just not with us
in a
anymore.
little box.
Right.
So I called the vet because I really didn't know whenever she passed away what to do with her.
Yeah, what's your options?
Well, I mean, I think I'm past the point of digging a hole in the backyard.
Right.
So I called the vet and they said, well, there's a pet cemetery right down the road. And they gave me the phone number and said, call them to discuss options. And the options are either a cremation or a burial.
Right.
So I called them and I said, just give me the pricing for, all options. And a basic cremation is $145. A funeral service is $450 for a Chihuahua.
Wow.
Wow.
And that includes a
6 tiny pallbearers.
yeah, at that point in time, do you get like hamsters?
I don't know.
Just rent
But so you
French
didn't have one.
bulldogs to carry it.
Now, if you would have had a funeral for,
Now, I'm sure if I
would
had,
you invited us?
well, I would have, but
Okay.
y'all wouldn't
for
have came.
$450
Oh,
fucking
would've came.
dollars.
I mean,
Yeah,
come for
I'm
you.
missing that cheese tray. Fuck
No,
that.
right?
Shit.
Yeah, we'd be serving like a kegger.
Yeah,
at
right.
But
Where's
okay,
the other one?
So she's laying here at my feet.
Oh, you need to bring up shore on the camera.
She's
Come
fine.
on.
She's fine.
She ain't got time to fuck with you, Brian.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
so anyway, I'm talking to these folks. They've actually got doggy caskets.
Yeah.
And they put your pet in the dog casket, and then you get the burial plot, and then it costs about $400 more for a stone to go on their gravesite. So if for a small dog, it's close to $1,000.
Yeah.
And I think they do it by the number of square feet that you need for the gravesite and how
Right.
big the casket needs to be. Because I'm sure if you're dealing with a bull mastiff or
You
something
got
like
an
that,
Irish wolfhound out there that needs to be buried. Yeah.
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 then you're in for some.
Yeah. I had one of my beagles, my male beagle. Jesus, Brian. I had
Shameless plug.
Yep, shameless plug.
I had him cremated and then released his ashes. Later, when I was ready, I spread his ashes at his favorite field, and
that's awesome.
And the thing about spreading ashes that's really important to know is it's cathartic. It's a release, and also you want to make sure you're not facing into the fucking wind, and that's important. You don't want to inhale deeply just as a big wind.
Well,
gust.
you always have a little part of your dog.
That's right. No, I spread his ashes and I felt better, and that's just purely for you. The dog doesn't give a shit.
No,
that's why I tell the kids.
Well, now spiritually and energy wise, you never know. Really, we don't know.
I mean, I always told my kids, man, just dump me off somewhere in the woods.
My dad always told me to throw him in a dumpster. He said, I don't need any of that other shit. Just go put me in a dumpster.
My mom was very disturbed by that because I told her, I said, man, just drop me off in the woods. Possums and shit got to eat too. I said, scavengers and stuff. And I said, but the thing is, you may want to wait a while before you go out there and check on the body. I said, because, you go out there about the first week, I said, I'm going to be all bloated and full of possums. You kick me and there'll be 10 possums run out of me, man. If you ever come across an old dead cow in a field, just full of possums, man. It's like a possum nightclub.
Possum nightclub.
And insects too. It's bad.
My mom's like, how she's like, don't even joke about that. You know how disturbing that is, the idea of my child out there. And I said, I think it's completely back to nature. What a way to go. We've left his body out here. It's definitely not, it's not sanitary. I mean, if it's near any water supply. In fact, they learned that at Jamestown pretty quick. They were burying fucking bodies near the, near the water supply upstream. and that's where, embalming actually brought a lot to public health. Embalming was an important part of our public health, and we don't have to be embalmed.
I heard that. It's not a law or anything.
But you do if you're taking a body across state lines.
Yes. Now, because of disease, but you don't have to be embalmed if you're refrigerated for you got a certain amount of days, or you're going to be buried within a certain amount of days. You don't have to be embalmed. And
did I ever tell you guys about the time that I damn near hauled Grandma's casket in my truck to Alabama?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my grandpa was he was set against the price they wanted to charge for transporting the body.
Yes.
I was like,
your grandpa's pretty tight with his money, wasn't he? I mean, he was really tight.
He could squeeze a penny to the point that Lincoln would cry.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And
okay, that's how you make money. I mean, that's how that's how you build wealth. You don't get it by blowing it on bullshit.
No, that's true. I mean, penny pinchers always end up with a lot of money.
Paying to have your wife of many decades body transported in a common carrier across 6 states.
You think that would be the time to go ahead and let go some of the money?
Yeah,
it would be. But I'll tell you what, if you look at it from a pragmatist point of view, he can say, look, that's not my wife. That's the shell. That's the body, the essence of who my wife was. That's not there now. And I love her and I want her to be at rest. But what better also, I'm entrusting the transportation of my wife's body to her final resting place to my grandson.
Yeah, I really wasn't all that responsible back at that point in time.
We're just going to go with it.
We're talking about just health in general of people.
The interesting thing is whenever I was at that pet cemetery, you know how most cemeteries give you a kind of an uneasy feeling, and it's not like you're freaked out about it, but at the same time, it's not like having a picnic in a park.
Yeah, exactly.
But whenever I was out at that pet cemetery, it was a very peaceful place.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't get the same vibe. It's
out cemetery. There by Spencer. Yeah.
No. It's here on Highway 9.
Oh, really?
They're owned by the same people. It's the same company.
Okay.
And the crematorium is out by the Spencer location. But over here off of Highway 9, they've just got they've got a mausoleum
right by the Asian buffet. Racist.
Oh.
There's not any strays running around.
Well, there you go, right? Exactly. During the pandemic, times were tough. People were stocking up. You couldn't find flour,
to happen again.
Sugar, toilet paper, stray dogs. all
feral
the
cats.
Exactly. So,
the cat population did go down, I noticed.
And that's why I want to learn taxidermy now. I forgot to tell you, Janie loves taxidermy. We've actually talked about picking up roadkill. What a woman. God.
Damn.
All right.
She's awesome.
There is a place that will do taxidermy on your pets.
Yes.
So that was an actual option. I could have had
Yeah,
the little
good.
chihuahua. But I like I told people, I am not dusting the dog.
I couldn't see Reese as a coffee table. or an end table.
Exactly. I mean,
No.
but
Let them go.
But Woody, I had him embalmed. I mean, cremated.
Yeah.
And I didn't regret it. And it was an emotional thing. Pets become family to us. They are like family, and they don't call it man. Here we go.
They usually treat us better than family.
Yeah, I'll start the soapbox music because here I fucking go.
I don't know. That's all I got right now.
They call dog man's best friend. Our relationship with dog goes back thousands of years. These things, all these breeds, all originally came from wolves or wild dogs. So, and I've heard some great theories about how that happened, how we were able to domesticate, why. And I won't go into that this episode, but get ready for it later. But they don't call Catman's best friend, that motherfucker.
I know. No one really.
shit off
There's
your
not
cabinet.
too many people that give a shit about cats.
I think there's a lot of cat lovers.
Dogs look up to you. Cats look down on
yeah,
you.
exactly.
And
Cats are from another planet.
Cats allow you to live with them.
Yes, exactly. And
Whereas
dog wants to live
and
with
the
you.
thing is we are so intertwined with dogs worldwide as a people, as a planet, not just a society or culture, but dogs are such a part of our lives. It's easy to see why they call it man's best friend. We've used dogs as protectors, as hunters, and providers, rescuers, as security. We use the companions to help the blind, to help
Emotional support,
to sense seizures, to sniff cancer. We use these to track other men that have escaped, or people, they're amazing. We use them at the Department of Homeland Security uses them. Almost every government department like that. They're wonderful, and they become as family. They deserve,
and they can find your lost stash quickly.
Yeah, and they deserve to be treated with some love and respect. So that's the thing. Dogs are such a rich history of man and dog, and so people are like, oh my God, I hate those people that are too much. The dog parents. You know what? Fuck you. Be who you want to be. I mean, gosh damn, if that's your thing. I was never overly a dog parent, but I've changed now, with my current beagle. Hank.
That's your buddy.
Hank's my buddy. Let me tell you, he's been there times when I didn't have any support.
I've only met Hank a couple of times, and I love him to death from the stories you tell me.
I mean, he knows my moods. He knows when I'm in distress. He knows
when you're horny.
When I'm going to leave somewhere. He knows when I'm horny.
He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been
sleeping.
Good or bad.
He's just very sick. That's a lot of words for embalming down there. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, dogs are important to us.
Well, whenever I was over in Germany, I thought one of the neatest things that I saw while I was there is the fact people take their dogs to dinner, and you'll just go and you'll look at under the table next to where you're sitting there having dinner, and there'll be 2 or 3 dogs, maybe 4, just hanging out under the table, waiting on you to.
Right. Yeah, I think that's cool. I love the idea of going to restaurants where
But here, our health departments have said, no pets are allowed in dining areas.
Yeah, and also, but you also don't want the occasional dog at the 4-star restaurant dragging its ass across the carpet.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's Safe Moon, not Sailor Moon. So this is what I get from my girlfriend. She's like, we have to call Michael right now, my attorney. I thought it said Sailor Moon, not Safe Moon, and now I'm in trouble for buying a Chinese hooker, Jason. You can see how the pairing is.
Tell her to stay off the Silk Road.
Yes, that's right. The dark web is not where we need to be, baby.
No.
Yeah, and Hank loves Janie. He's such a big pussy. He gets all whiny and stuff when she leaves. I'm like, what the hell am I, chopped liver?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yeah. He literally, his life is sleeping and seeking treats or food from me. And he also likes to smell your breath in case you ate something in the 30 seconds he wasn't staring at you. Yeah. So, yeah, he's my buddy. So, and that was hard. How old how old did she live to? She was 14.
Almost 14.
Almost 14 years old.
Yep.
Man, that's getting on up there for a dog.
Yeah.
You know?
And her sister, littermate, that we had bought them at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Has now started clinging to me like glue. She won't get 3 feet away from me.
Of course. She's grieving.
Yeah.
You know? And what the hell was that?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. There we go.
So yeah, I mean, of course she's grieving, and that happens, man. I mean, you know, it's just how it is.
Hey, I want to show you this real quick. That's what that noise was. Let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, show us what that.
Let me pull. Hang on here. Let's see if I can get this to show up.
What is this, a nudie vid?
No. Watch this.
Come on, get it.
Check this out. Okay, so the other night, me and my wife were sitting there, right, and my dog goes to sleep. Because, talking about animals. Check this shit out. Oh, what the hell? Where am I? No, wait, hang on. There we go. Okay, now watch this. This is my dog sleeping.
My dog is sleeping.
That's
in the air. She's going to sleep.
She's comfortable that way. She's presenting, Brian.
Yeah.
My dog.
I know, isn't that crazy?
She's not sleeping. She got her ass in the air.
Yeah, I know, but that was weird. We look over and like, what is she doing?
Yeah, sleep. You know what? Some dogs will sleep in some weird positions.
I wish I
I've
could.
never seen a dog do that.
I wish I had a girlfriend that would like to sleep like that.
You know, and you know that she's wanting to sleep and not fuck because she had her tail down. So when she picks her tail up, you'll know the difference.
Right.
Yeah, Annie picked her up and said, "Darling, what's wrong with you?" And she went to move her over.
Machine, we do understand you. We just don't understand German, but we think you're doing a very good job with
Yeah,
the
you're doing
English.
good, bud. Annie picked her up, set her in her lap, and she immediately raised her butt up back in her head again and went back to sleep. We thought something was wrong with her.
She might enjoy a finger in the butt. There's not,
Well, I don't know.
I
I don't know. I wasn't going to find out. I was going to call you to see if you could come over because, ever since that time, you basically, my poor birds. I'm a pretty bird.
I don't remember what the fuck you talking. I kind of remember.
I had these birds, and you used to always say that you molested them. They used to stare in their mirror with lipstick. I'm a pretty bird. I'm a pretty bird.
I'm a pretty bird. I slipped a pinky up in there.
And poor Bella, that poor dog. She had that tattoo, and you used to say that was her code.
That was her PIN number. You punch her little titties in that order to get cash. Never did get cash out of that dog, but she had a really.
I don't know how many times I walked with a dog's ass in my face because of you.
She really did have a big rescue tattoo. They were sloppy with it and stuff, but that was her PIN number. And one time, I told you, I said, man, I had this dream, and I was, so I was going down with some girl, and it tasted like earwax. He said, I said it was like funky, and you said, yeah, and you woke up and see Bella running out of the room. When Bella would get out, she was a motherfucker to catch, though. Oh, gosh, she was bad. Damn, I mean, it was rough. I'll tell you, that's but she was a fun dog.
Is that you?
Who's ringing?
Hello.
First time caller, long time listener.
I fell for it again, didn't I?
You fell again for it.
You're such a dick. I'm going to put your damn number in there. Okay, anyways, check this out. I said I didn't want to talk much about it, but I have to, the fact I got to explain these dreams to you. Okay, I ended up getting my Pfizer shot, right?
Wait a minute, hold on.
Holy shit.
I had some weird dreams on it. So I ended up getting this shot.
Oh, damn.
What?
Now we're doing dream analysis.
No.
live.
It was just really weird.
We qualified?
I am.
No.
Okay.
So I ended up getting my shot, and basically 48 hours pass.
Improper potty training.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everything was fine.
Okay, you went
I felt
with the
great.
Pfizer.
Right?
I went Pfizer, and the reason I did is because my dad did the Pfizer, and I thought, okay, genes,
as long as you're not doing the Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, no,
I did
stay
the
away from
Moderna.
that. So anyways, I thought it was going to be all right. All of a sudden, Monday.
Johnson & Johnson's two guys in the gay club.
Right.
Monday morning, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden it hits me. I'm not feeling good.
Right.
I can't see very well. I'm dizzy. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Well, wouldn't your job give you time off for having side effects from the virus?
I passed that. They quit doing that in June. Yeah, they quit offering. They gave $100 and 8 hours of sick leave. Yeah. And of course, me being anti-vax fuck you government shit. I just didn't do it. But then anyways, I ended up taking the shot, and probably about Sunday around 2 or 3 in the morning, man, I'm not kidding. I actually had to look this up, and apparently it is very well known for Pfizer to have very lucid dreams. Taking the Pfizer shot.
Okay.
So
the vaccine has some effect. That's okay.
But no, what was weird about the stream was, and like I said, I almost felt like I was like on like because people explained, some people said it was almost like an acid trip, and that's how mine felt. I actually
got the wrong shot.
So I wake up and now this dream was horrible.
Right.
I wake up and I stand up in the stream, and there's like a shadow in my living room. It looks like a form of bees or something, just buzzing.
There were bees.
But I can't see very well. Well, in the dream, I reach down, I open the drawer. There's the gun. I take the gun out. It's ready. And I'm standing there and I'm wobbling in the stream, and I'm going, I can't see. And Annie is screaming in my ear, shoot him right now, fucking shoot him. And I'm sitting there staring, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I said, hang on a second. Let me see if I can see better. And I turn around for some reason in the dream. The whole house goes flip. I'm standing on the ceiling, and I'm sitting there staring at my bed. And I'm like,
and then when you woke up, you were coming in that dog that was sleeping.
So anyway,
he was indeed screaming at you.
So I get that.
She's like,
done,
you're not
right?
even asleep, motherfucker. What are you doing? Yeah.
So for the next 2 days, I go home. I only do like half days because I just can't. I cannot stay awake at work. I'm sleepy. I can't see straight. I feel like I'm gonna puke, and I kept breaking out sweats, and I was having bad headaches. My last and final dream made me late for work. Yeah, I know. Bob's like, where's this going? No, but anyways, I wake up and I sit up in my bed, and I'm like, man, I got to get to work. I turn off the alarm clock. I get up. I go in there. I brush my teeth. I put my shirt on, and I go outside, and I start the car. Then I wake up in bed, and I realize I didn't do any of that. But it was that real and that lucid to me. It felt like it was like I really did that.
Hey, Machine said my cat will never sleep like this. And okay, so let me tell you.
That was really trippy.
Sure, there's some side effects maybe, but also you had a lot of trepidation about these vaccines.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't help that I was really anti for it.
So a lot of that's on our minds and things like that. I'm not saying that it was all psychosomatic. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying I'm sure it played a role in that.
Yes, I'm sure it did too.
When I had my second Moderna shot, no big deal. The next day, I felt like shit. Ran down. Felt pretty crappy.
Yeah, pretty lethargic.
Everyone was like, oh, you're going to feel like crap. I was like, fuck, no, I ain't. The first one, I was fine. Y'all are wrong.
I'm scared on the second one. If I
took the second one, and I felt kind of ran down for a few days, And also, I killed a hobo. I'm not proud of that, but that's why I'm not in prison. Moderna. They made me do it.
Now, we were reading a little bit on this online. Now, like I said, not everything on the internet's it's true and 100% fact.
What?
But, yeah, I hate to tell you that. But there was talk, and I've actually heard several people say this. They said if you end up taking your first shot of any of these shots and you instantly become sick, like I was and all that.
Wait, you didn't become instantly sick.
No, well, I mean, not instantly, but I mean, you end up becoming sick from the shot.
Right.
Normally, they said it only takes people 24 hours. It took me 48 hours. But anyways, they state that if you have any type of effect like that, because they said there's some people that nothing ever happens to them. They state if you become that sick about it, they said at some point you've had COVID. Well, that's your body reacting to just like you had COVID, because they said that means you had COVID at some point already.
First of all, your body.
I don't know if that's true or not.
First of all, your body never forgets a face when it comes to viruses and bacteria and things like that. It always remembers it. So that's not to say it can always mount a proper defense, but it mounts a faster defense if you've had something. Hence, vaccinations. Mm-hmm. We take weakened or dead virus. Your body says, "Who is this motherfucker?" and starts. It says, it starts coding for a defense to this particular thing. Right. How do we deal with this weird spiky protein looking thing? So that's what happens. And so your body is now prepared. So think about it. If you knew an army was coming, you could prepare.
Yeah.
And if you knew that army was coming because you saw the first scout, well, it's the same thing. When you first get that virus, your body says, I remember you. Yeah. And there's trouble coming. As to whether it's able to mount a defense fast enough and strong enough to ward it off, sometimes no. But sometimes, vaccines have a proven benefit. There's literally been billions of lives saved from vaccines. Anti-vaxxers, hey man, that's your right. man, I'm going with the vaccines. I was hoping, I had heard some rumors that the Moderna would cause you to grow 3 inches of dick, and that turned out to be a lie. I lost 3 inches.
Bob looks sad over there.
Right. So
I keep waiting on mine too.
Now, what I heard is now tell me if I'm wrong on
So
this.
Hate Machine says he'll never vaccinize himself or his family, only by their dead bodies. Word. He's not. He's an anti-vaxxer.
Okay, well, that's fine.
and that's fine too.
That's his right.
That's right. And I believe you should have that right. I know that we're experiencing things where some countries won't let you in if you've been haven't been vaccinated. And they're like, "Oh, that's outrageous." That's nothing new.
No.
There's countries in Africa that will not let you in unless you've been vaccinated against yellow fever and
Malaria.
different things like that. Not necessarily malaria, but yellow fever definitely. But yeah, I mean, they're saying, look, you're going to get fucking sick. You're going to have this and come in, or if you have it, we don't want you to come in. You got to be vaccinated. Yeah. And I believe a nation has that right to say we want or don't want you in here if you haven't been vaccinated.
Now, I had heard that Pfizer actually had an actual, I guess you would say, strand or piece of the actual virus. Moderna was a synthetic.
I've heard that they were all synthetic. I haven't heard anything.
I heard
about
Pfizer wasn't.
Just all of them synthesized. So maybe,
or maybe that's Johnson and Johnson. I can't.
The Johnson and Johnson is less effective, and Marion needs the phone number. She's going to weigh in.
All right,
give her a fake one. It's just to like.
Where the hell did the phone number go? Are you serious? God dang it! My phone number ain't on here. Son of a bitch! Hang on, Marion.
It was on there earlier.
Yeah, I know it was. Oh, I think she no, that is you, you dickhead.
Yeah, I get him every time.
I'm so happy whenever that phone rings.
He gets so excited.
Marion, hang on just a second, guys. We're really not going out.
The number is 405-694-6268.
There you go.
There you go. He was putting.
Oh yeah, Jason's got it in his phone. He calls me every damn show and fucks with me. Bring it on in, Marion. Come on.
Let's hear it. Yeah, we're all just sitting here waiting. Hello, caller? Caller, caller Mustang. She said there's no amount of virus in any of the vaccines. So I know that older vaccines had maybe weak virus. It's like
all right.
polio
Go
vaccine.
ahead, Mrs. Know-It-All.
Now, I just want to say that let's not speculate on what we've heard, what we've seen, because there is so much misinformation out there right now.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm weighing in right now, because I have to tell you what I heard today at lunch.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Yes. So my family is extremely conservative. Yes. So this virus is the mark of the beast.
Yeah, I know.
And all these other things, right? They're trying to get us.
Right.
So it was said today at lunch, did you know that these vaccines are changing your DNA to where you are no longer human? Yeah. You are no longer human over the course of time. And then guess what? When you're considered no longer human, you can be bought and sold.
That came from a doctor about a year ago. She actually came on YouTube, and she is an actual doctor. And I remember hearing that. I looked it up, and she explained everything. I mean,
there are a lot of doctors that are PhDs and not MDs.
Well, I understand.
And also,
it was just
I would
crazy.
like to add that mental illness, there is no head. Being a doctor does not prevent you from being fucking crazy.
Right.
Exactly. Did anybody watch Dr. Death? That guy in Texas? Yeah. Perfect example.
No, I'm just saying. I remember when that lady came out with that information.
So I'll tell you,
well, hang on. I'm not done. There's more.
Oh God, here we go.
You would have thought that was the cherry on the top. But those who got the vaccine, not only can we be bought and sold, though, but we're also all going to drop dead in 3 years. So somebody's about to make a piss poor investment.
Well, fuck, man. I don't think we need to buy that SafeMoon shit Brian's talking about if all we've got 3 years. It's going to take at least that long to pay off.
I thought that said Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. You know what? That's the same thing my girlfriend texted. She's like, "Oh my God, I ordered a Chinese hooker." So, but yeah, so Hate Machine saying in France they're compelling the people and they're raging against it. In Germany, they're afraid to force them.
I bet.
No shit. I mean, by Sailor Moon. Brian put that up on the screen.
Good one, Bob.
So the thing is I hope that whoever was repeating that about how, we'd be dead in 3 years and how we're no longer I hope you slapped the living shit out of them.
No, there was absolutely 0 point. It wasn't going to happen. I was one among four,
Yeah.
and all three wanted to speculate it. And I just sat there with a bemused look on my face and said nothing and just changed the subject.
Well, okay.
However,
to take that one step further, whenever they're talking about changing your DNA to the point that you're no longer human,
come on.
what they are leading to is the fact if you're no longer human, then you no longer have a soul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you no longer have a soul, then you are no longer going to be allowed into the kingdom of heaven.
So let me tell you what let's do. Let's start changing a bunch of DNA using the CRISPR process. You know what that is? CRISPR is the greatest tool that was ever invented for clipping out sections of DNA, strands, and all that stuff. It's CRISPR is the acronym. Look up CRISPR if you're not familiar with it. You know what? Just start fucking around with CRISPR and see how long you live if we do that to a human. Oh, we're going to change your DNA, all that. You know what? Such horse shit.
I know.
It's just... Come on, man.
So I'm a little raw from that lunch today. So that's why whenever I heard, I saw, well, you know what? Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Only because if you can't cite something credible or immediate, you really don't know. So let's be careful what we say because,
it's all built on conspiracy. It's all built on conspiracy theories, is what it's all is.
And that's it. So we know that the Johnson & Johnson has proved less efficacious, but Pfizer and Moderna seem to have a little bit more success rate. We also know for fact that with the Delta variant, you can still get COVID even if you have been vaccinated prior, although there is some anecdotal evidence that states that the severity of the COVID infection will not be as severe if you have previously, the Delta I'm speaking of, if you have been previously vaccinated.
Yeah.
But I consider that evidence still anecdotal. We don't have enough reinfection rate to give us that data yet, but we do know you can be reinfected. That's the same thing with a lot of vaccines, and it's a variant.
All right.
We expect that. Some of these variants that we're going to experience, the vaccine will cover them. We already know that as well.
All right, let me clue you guys in onto something you may not have seen before. Google has a special site called scholar.google.com.
Okay.
These are peer-reviewed journal entries.
Right.
That are in actual medical journals, health journals, and journals that are in basically any given profession. And this is what the scholars of the world, then the standards that they write to. And so if you need a credible source for damn near anything,
right,
a peer-reviewed journal
is
the way to go because anything
peer review is the standard.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So this is...
And define peer, right? Because some people think because we're the same age, that makes me a peer. Kind of like, people like, no. Let's say colleague.
Yeah, exactly. Peer within your field. Janie said, so Janie's a nurse. She's got 2 patients right now at the nursing home that are out right now that have received positives after being vaccinated. So it's moving around. Even Spanish flu.
Yeah, they call it a breakthrough.
Had some nasty, 3 separate really nasty waves. Hey Machine says, is it necessary? Is it safe? Is it needed? If you think no one, then let it be, please. Well, I kind of understand what you're saying. I'm a believer in vaccine and public health because the thing is we reach a certain critical mass in order to get that herd immunity.
Right.
Everyone is suspicious more than they've ever been. Our society has gotten,
there's a lot of suspicion.
Let me tell you, the fastest, this is fact, the fastest produced vaccine prior to the COVID vaccines was the Mumps vaccine, and it took 4 years.
Yep.
And it was at the urging of the military that really propelled that speed on it. But of course, that was a long time ago. We have some groundbreaking stuff. And why were they worried about mumps? Okay. You get these rosy little chipmunk chinks as kids.
Whenever the mumps vaccine was being developed,
right.
What time period was that?
Exactly, Bob. I was just getting ready to say that.
That's what I'm saying. Right. It was the 50s. But my point is, that was the
computing power that they had in the 50s.
That was the fastest. Now wait, that was the fastest they had rolled out a vaccine, and that was with them working on it constantly. But the doctor that created that vaccine, created a ton. Everyone thinks Salk. No, this guy's the father of the modern vaccine. It was 4 years back then. And so everyone's like, well, you can't trust this thing because it came out. No, 4 years was the fastest because, as y'all were saying, look at the time period. That's why we've got a lot of experience making vaccines now from what it was. Right. And this is a particularly nasty little virus as opposed to mumps.
And this vaccine was based off of one that had previously been developed from the bird flu.
The science existed. Yeah. They need an application. They got it. They figured it out. If we can't figure out something faster than decades to get a vaccine out there in 2021.
Let me tell you, if it, the thing is, and not only that, okay, the money that was thrown at it. This is a worldwide pandemic, and we had the full support of just about every government in the world, and the backing and
the collaboration.
That's right. So, and then everyone's surprised. Well, it's because they knew about. So conspiracy theories are going to abound. Well, they set this loose, so they already had the cure. They were just doing this for this and this horse shit. I'm sorry, I'm not buying into it. If I do, I'm letting everyone right now, if I become not human and one of you buy me, I prefer to be a lap puppy and be held by a large bosomed woman at all times. Or
I'll make you sleep with your ass in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Brian will make me sleep with my ass in there. So I want to be, I like table scraps. And I like to be petted a lot. And if I start in on your leg, just let me finish, man.
Well, one other thing I want to point out too, everybody's screaming 99% survival rate, 99% survival rate. Well, that's true. However, define survival, because there are a lot of people who survived COVID that are now needing double lung transplants.
Well, yeah, and now they're talking about it could be classified as a permanent disability for the longer lasting effects of COVID. Okay. And there are people with some destroyed lungs because of it.
Let's look at that 99% survival rate, and let's compare that to a casino that operates at a 99% payout.
Yeah.
Everybody still walks away a loser. Yeah. Except for that one person.
Yeah. So, and the thing is also what the big fuss was in the beginning is we did not know the mortality rate at the time when it first started getting big, and we didn't know the factor on it, the R factor of how infectious is this? How easily does it spread? How fast does it spread? So the thing is they were right to sound the alarm. Everyone's like, they're making panic over nothing. Okay, you can say the sky is falling, but you can also say, hey, we're taking shit serious because this could be a problem. And it indeed has become a problem. So everyone trying to downplay it, no, there was nothing. It's all this for economic. Goddamn, find a new conspiracy, kids. Are you that goddamn bored?
Now, see,
it's a real thing. People fucking die from it.
Oh yes, and everybody knows that. Now,
I know a person that is in long-term care.
I've known
that is
my
my age,
yes.
that was healthy, working out, out on base, same as me, and he's now in long-term care. He's damn near a vegetable. COVID. And they're saying, well, you notice how now no one's dying of anything else. That's horseshit. People are dying of all the usual
people die all the time
too. And so, it's just...
A Facebook friend of mine lost her husband yesterday.
Yeah.
And he's 42.
Sorry to hear
42.
that.
42. Yeah.
Now, just like I said, look, I've gotten my shot, so I'm doing it because I need to. I didn't want to do it. I promise you I didn't.
Well, nobody wanted to.
I don't.
It was just have to,
I don't buy. Here's the deal. I don't trust my government any further and throw them, and it worries me. And I can tell you now, some of these people who are like what you heard today, and then all these other theories going around. Yes, these people are taking it way too far. But just the common person like me, how I felt. What bothered me is, and I'm going to lay a small example of what I thought that just really just made me just want to step back from this. Here's a small example. Joe Biden's sitting at his he's over in Congress. He's talking. Everybody comes in the room. They all sit down 4 or 5 seats away from each other to represent and show, hey, look, we're trying to be safe. Okay, everybody gets it, right? As soon as it's over, everybody stands up. They walk down to the same floor. They hug each other. They touch each other, and they talk. They just killed what they were trying to represent. And sometimes people like me, when I see like stuff like that, I'm like, wait a minute, you're really pushing me to take this, but you're setting up there with each other. And all of a sudden, you come down here and do this. They've caught governors out. They've caught actors out with no mask, doing all these different things. So naturally, people like me who stare at the TV and watch it, going, "Hey, what the hell's going on?" I watched a basketball game the other night. Everybody out on the court was wearing a mask until game time came. As soon as game time came, they all took their masks off and they went out there and sweat. They ran, they spit all over each other and probably blood thrown around everywhere, and no one cared. That's what a lot of people like me that made me not want to take it, because it really, what am I getting myself into? Well, I finally ended up taking it, one, because Bob wouldn't quit fucking sending me texts for like 15 fucking days.
There you go.
And I mean, and I thank Bob, don't get me wrong, I love Bob to death. He was doing it because he cares about me, and I understand that. But also the side of my family, and then finally the wife comes out and tells me, yeah, I would really like you to take it. My dad says, yeah, I'd really like you to take it. And then I start thinking of my girls, and I'm like, you know what? This is just something I'm going to have to do because I am older. I'm a diabetic. What if something should happen to me? Now,
I was just going to bring up comorbidities because
Now, do I still feel that same way about something's not right? Yes, I've taken my shot, but I still feel something's not right. I think in 10 or 15 years, we're going to see something that was behind all this, and we're all going to be pissed off.
Maybe
now,
that's
we're all
when we'll
alive.
get the next extra 3 inches of dick.
Maybe, and we're all alive, and the ones that have lived, I get it, but I still feel like there's more.
You can't control. You say, okay, we're going to turn this loose for economic whatever, and there are so many factors you cannot. I don't care how you computer model the motherfucker. You can't turn loose a deadly virus and control it if you turn it loose in the world. So to what fucking gain? And let me tell you what happens if you kill enough people. It's economic collapse the world over. They think, wow, less people, it'll be great, more jobs. No, there won't be people to run your fucking internet. There won't be people to do all kinds of things.
There's not people to run your Chick-fil-A.
No shit. So let me tell you, the economic collapse from bad mortality, from heavy mortality rates is frightening. It's world changing. You cannot control a virus like that. Look, there's no goddamn Dr. Evil out there fucking around.
Bill Gates.
You know what? We are way overdue for a fucking pandemic.
There was one time he was your god, Brian. Shut up.
Now, you know what? I still, and that's another thing that puzzled me. Why in the fuck did we look to him for all the answers for everything he talked about? That's what Fauci was there for.
They looked to his money, Brian.
I know that exactly.
His foundation that has done much for public
and then
health.
He fucked his intern. No one cares about him.
And so it comes down to Bill Gates is fucking human, but his foundation has done much good.
Well, I'm happy
not
for
a
that,
huge Bill Gates fan.
It's just weird.
Y'all know that. I'm not a goddamn, big fan of a lot of these people, but I'll tell you what I feel like is that the people, like Hate Machine said, it's not a deadly virus, my friends. Tell that to the people I know that have fucking died from it.
Yeah, sorry about it. A lot of people have died from it. It is true.
People do die. It's deadly to the motherfuckers that die from it. So, yeah.
And there's 600,000 of those stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Let me tell you something. You can't control a pandemic. I don't believe there's some evil, shadowy figure. Plus, you say you don't trust your government, but you're giving all these world governments so much credit that they would be able to pull something, or these shadowy geniuses. Let me tell you, we're at a point, that's why I said there's so much work needed in this nation.
Oh, I know.
We don't trust our government because of the fucking reality show bullshit that we've been watching for the last several fucking years.
They can find
Big Brother likers.
They can find a lead trinket that's been buried 6 feet deep out in a jungle somewhere and trace that back to the mine that it originally came from.
Sure.
Based upon its chemical composition.
Right.
If there was a way for them to trace this back to a single point of origin,
right,
they would have already done that by now.
And I got to tell you, even if they found out this is a lab created or a lab strain, and even if it wasn't created, but it was a strain, did you know there are certain labs that still have original strain Spanish flu?
Yeah.
Frozen. Absolutely. For research. So the thing is, if they did find out this was released, oops, guess what?
Maybe somebody wasn't careful that day.
Yeah, maybe the protocols were bad, maybe whatever. I don't give a fuck if you had a disgruntled employee. The fact remains, it's here. It's something we've got to deal with. It has changed how we're doing things in the world, economically, how we're doing things in this nation. And like Nick said, not to mention the aftermath of the death that's bestowed on the family of the person that died. We're all loved by someone. We're not just stats. That's right.
And Hate Machine, I want to point out just one more thing. You're right. right. It is not deadly to everybody.
No, it's not.
But to the ones who are, and ones who survive, like I said earlier, some have long-lasting effects, and because they've survived, they go on the survivor rate. But that's not quality of life, my friend.
No, it's not. And I'll tell you something further, is that virologists have been saying for a long time, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the next big pandemic's coming. We were so overdue. Go look through time and look at the pandemics through time.
It's been a while.
I saw a visual representation of the pandemics that we traced through time and their different sizes.
Right.
You know, based on the color
one?
of a circle. I think it was in the 50s, Asian flu, wasn't it? Or yeah, that was called a pandemic. But still, if you look at the size of the COVID pandemic versus some in
the swine flu was considered a pandemic, but it just had such a low mortality rate that it wasn't considered.
So you look at the certain size of these, we've had some very nasty pandemics in the world throughout history. And we can find evidence also of these things in ice layers and things like that. There's some interesting research. I just read yesterday a very good article by 23andMe geneticists who are determining they're finding the genetic markers that make it to where if you have COVID, some people lose taste and smell. Not everyone, though, does, and they're isolating certain genetic markers that predisposes you to that. So, yes, we know not everyone gets sick. They're still trying to figure out what's the clue? What is it that kills a healthy athletic person, yet this person, like my brother-in-law, who has a LVAD, a left ventricular assist device, he has no heartbeat at all. You listen through a stethoscope and you hear the whirring of a small electric pump going ramping up and down.
Wow.
He wears batteries. He can also plug in, and it has saved his life. The next step is heart transplant. That's it. Without the LVAD, it's one of the greatest inventions that no one's heard of.
Can you charge your cell phone off of a USB?
You cannot, but if your washing machine pump goes out, no. But so sure enough, here's Stu, who is sick from this anyway. I mean, he gets worn out pretty easily.
He's probably got a compromised immune system to begin with.
Absolutely. And his blood, they have to keep on thinners. So what happens? He gets COVID. And his LVAD team doesn't fuck around. They admit him in the hospital. They check him for every fucking panel of, we got to find out what he's got. Boom. Okay, he doesn't have this. Boom, he's got COVID. Make sure there's no additional things floating in on this. They immediately started, this is when you couldn't get a hospital room. But because he has an LVAD team, they were keeping people in the halls out there. But he got a room. He was in isolation, and they immediately started him on the plasma from previous people that had it previous. So what happened?
Which my husband donated because he did get COVID and took his time. Since
I didn't know he had COVID.
Yeah. So Hey Machine says, remember 0.000 or 0.008% death rate from COVID. It's a hoax.
Okay, can I answer
Sorry,
this
my
real
friend,
quick?
but at this point, the people I know that died, it wasn't a fucking hoax. So that's just spreading ignorance. Sorry, I can't get on board with you.
No, I understand. Here's what Hey Machine, here's something that I will say is that I've looked at some of the statistics. When this first started, honestly, I was like, is this a hoax? When you actually look into it and pay attention, it actually has surpassed the death rate of the flu. And so it's real. It's there. There's no thing around it. Now, do I believe that people have a greater success of being able to survive it? Yes. And I think everybody agrees with that. But like Marion said, a lot of these, they survive it, but they walk away pretty fucked up sometimes. And so you have to go with that. It's true. I mean, it's there. There is no hoax. It's real, and that's all there is to it. Bottom line.
Yep. But yes, Nick did have COVID, and while he waited for his ability to be vaccinated, he did donate plasma.
Now, did anything happen with Nick? Did he lose taste and smell? Did he shit a lot?
Yes, he did.
I mean, what happened?
He's now a woman.
Awesome. Good. All right, Nick. Yeah.
But that might have been the vaccine. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No,
Nikki?
He did. He lost taste and smell. He did have breathing issues, which he still has.
Yep.
He still has some breathing issues. Okay.
Yes, he does.
So
that has stayed with him.
Well, you give him a big hug for me.
I certainly will. But yeah, he's doing fine, and yes, he will survive, thank God. But he's got to get checked, and because of the breathing issues, he's got to get his lungs scanned. So
okay. Well, tell him we love him.
So I'll tell you, and so Hey Machine says, Hey Machine says, okay, if this is such a brutal disease, answer me one question: how many people do you know in your near which died on COVID? And
personally, I know 5.
Janie said, want to know my body count, bro? I broke more ribs during COVID than you break backs, trying to fucking resuscitate people and shit.
Yep.
So, and I know many that have had it before that have died. It doesn't matter that the death rate is low. It still killed people. The death of my friends was no fucking hoax. And I love that you play with your tits a lot, Nick. That is so fucking cool. I play with mine.
Marion, are you jealous?
He says it's a kind of flu.
Yes, it is.
A coronavirus is not the influenza virus. It is not a kind of flu.
Oh, well, I forget. Kind of like
I'm
a flu.
sorry. This is research that is well established. Now we're just going on. It's not a zombie disease. I agree with that. It's not an aggressive kind of flu. Influenza is a different virus than a coronavirus. And there are many coronaviruses. These are not fucking new.
But interestingly enough,
there are zoonotic diseases, or not zoonotic because it's passed over to us, but there's animal versions of coronaviruses.
The common cold is a type of coronavirus.
And there's rhinoviruses and coronaviruses and adenoviruses.
There's a Bob virus.
Let me tell you what. So this shit about it's the flu, come on, man. I'm not even gonna respond to ridiculousness at this point. But I will say my brother-in-law, who lives on the verge of death, he survived COVID. Yet much healthier people have died from it. They're not sure what the combination is, but they did figure out once you go on a respirator, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're going to get damage. In fact, then they're saying, well, respirators kill you. Well, what do? Let them fucking drown to death in their own lungs? You imagine how helpless that feels for a doctor who's learned to trust the skills that were hard fought and learned, and the nurses out there that showed up every fucking day when their own families were in danger. So we come out with, well, they're heroes and stuff. They are fucking heroes.
Yeah, they went through a lot.
They saved us, and imagine the PTSD they've got from seeing this shit.
Yeah, no
so
doubt.
I'll tell you what. It's not a hoax. It's not the fucking flu. It's a real thing. The death rate is not as nasty as it could be. And you know what? Thank your lucky stars, because the next pandemic that comes floating around, when you have this many billion people walking around in close proximity, you know what happens?
And not just walking around, flying around.
You know what happens? But I mean, in such close quarters. You know what happens when you shove animals in that close of quarters and they overpopulate? You start getting diseases.
Yeah,
nature has a way of doing shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on deer, like chronic wasting disease, because we're overpopulated in fucking deer.
It's funny that you said that. Nick and I had that exact conversation before he even got COVID, back like right at the end of 2020, and we were talking about it, and I made that same comment.
It's because we're smart.
I said the Earth is purging herself.
Let me tell you, go look up that visual representation of the size of these things. So now Hey Machine says, my girlfriend is specialized in virus research, and the whole university and the professors say it's flu. Then I got to tell you, once again, fucking Germany's wrong. So and I got to tell you, I don't believe what you're saying. Now I believe what you're telling me is a fib. If your girlfriend is specialized in virus research, and the whole university,
her taking a gonorrhea test doesn't make her specialized.
There you go. And so I got to tell you, it's they're not saying it's a flu. And it says, who are you and who am I to speak better than experts? We're quoting experts. We're talking about experts. Let me tell you, pull up the university, any university in Germany, and see if it's there.
Hang on a second.
Bullshit.
Let's do this.
You know it.
Let's do this. Hey, Hate Machine, let's just cut it right here. We've enjoyed you being on here. Let's just cut it. Let's don't argue anymore about this, because look, you've got your belief, which, you know what? I'll be honest with you.
To.
I respect your belief in what you feel. That is your thing. Well, I understand that, Marion, but I do. I'm trying to be like that with people. Be a little more understanding. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. I wish you the best health, but I don't want to argue about it anymore. Marion, did you know? I never knew this. Okay, but hey, you have heard the Foo Fighters have brought out an entire album. It's called the DGs. Have you heard about it?
Shut up.
Yeah, they do.
No, I have not.
They do a bunch of Bee Gees songs. So that sparked me to go back and look at the history of the Bee Gees. Now, back in I think it was like 1973, they started getting more into the disco type stuff, and that's where their albums took off. But before that, I've never heard one song from the Bee Gees.
What?
Before that, I never had that I'm aware of. I didn't buy their CDs. I just knew about their disco era. That's all I've ever known about.
And you know what? They had huge hits before the disco era.
Well, I listened to them, and now I know where the Flaming Lips got some of their shit. I know where a lot of these bands got some of their stuff.
They didn't sing in that fucking falsetto.
No, it was cool.
Doing. And you know that Barry Gibb,
the guitaring in it, everything. I was shocked.
I believe Barry Gibb is the either the most prolific or the number one songwriter currently out there.
I believe it.
Let's
Marion, now, did you know that? Did you know they had other music that you might have listened to besides the disco era? Did you listen to any of that?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I knew some of it, but I'm telling you, it was the disco stuff that hooked me. But yes, I did.
Yeah. See, I never
had siblings that were 10 years older than me, so that's how come I know, and I'm such a fan of older music.
Well, you know me. I mean, I've been all about music, and lately I'm finding stuff that I realize that I just skipped right the fuck over. And
that's why
I don't know
you
how
were lying
I did.
About Lizzo, and I knew you'd never admit it. You know exactly who Lizzo is.
No, I know her face. I don't know any of her music. I don't know anything about her besides her face. Because I remember seeing a picture of her. She was on the awards,
You're not feeling good as hell?
No, I don't know anything about her. I really don't.
Well, anyway, I'm going to jump off of here. I just wanted to weigh in. Let's be real careful with our
right.
As always, it was great having the lovely Marion on.
No,
let's all give her a round of applause.
No.
Yeah. Am I the only one that's going to be doing this?
You totally can't
Sorry,
see me,
I'm the only one that cares, Marion. I'm the only one clapping.
I know it.
Oh, hang on, Marion. I'm sorry. Hang on. But Bob told me we're more advanced than that. Hang on.
There you go.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, I totally curtsied. Thank you.
All right, later. Bye.
Bye.
Right?
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
Exactly. And incidentally, not to get the argument started again, but I read a very good thing about in the New York Times, and I suppose it's a lie, but in the New York Times talking about that why German virologists feel like their percentage of death for COVID has been lower, and a lot of that is because testing. It started out, it said kind of a disease of skiers. They've had a lower percentage rate, but you've got people from these universities in Germany. It says epidemiologists and virologists say that widespread testing early and plenty of intensive care beds and trusted government whose social distancing guidelines were widely observed. They have had a lower health rate. But I got to tell you, no one there is not a virologist or an epidemiologist in Germany that says, it's the flu. Fuck out of here. That stupid shit. So anyway, yeah. Okay. So.
All right. So now we're okay after that heavy discussion. Now we're back. Bob, what do you have over there? Anything? All this time, and Bob, you had one thing to do to get something ready.
It's because we've been switching back and forth. It's still Cascade.
All right.
God damn you, Cascade.
All right. I want to talk about heat.
Heat. Let's talk about heat.
Peppers.
Scoville.
Peppers. All right. We're going back to the food.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've got a Scoville chart that shows the different level of heat.
I'm sorry. I was sitting there looking at your beautiful face.
And the Pfizer vaccine has the highest heat. No.
All right. Pull it up, Brian.
I'm working on. I'm going to give you the controller.
All right.
He's like, okay.
So, you start off at the bottom of the scale. You got your bell peppers, your, banana peppers. Then you work your way up through the chili peppers, poblanos, and you get up to the high end of the scale where you got your habaneros, your Carolina Reapers, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And you guys know I like hot stuff.
Yes, I like hot stuff too.
So, and the ghost pepper is probably one of my favorites. But here lately I've been having quite a bit of the Carolina Reaper as well.
Right.
Pepper X.
All right. So it's got to the point, and I don't know why, some peppers that are on the less Scoville scale now taste hotter to me than the Carolina Reapers do.
Is that what's going on over there right now?
Yeah. I got Carolina Reaper down my windpipe.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's just the name of a porn star that stopped by. I'm a Carolina Reaper. He's in my throat. Now we're back. God damn it. We are never talking fucking COVID again. Let's stick with the funny shit.
All right. Sounds good.
So I'm wondering, have I killed certain taste buds that are responsible for the higher heat levels, so that now the lower heat levels are actually seem to be more intense to me than the higher ones? Or how does that work? I'm not sure.
Fuck, I don't know. What did Scoville die of? I hope it's he burnt up with a pepper. So yeah, Nick's got the top 4 in the list in his backyard right now. What is with you heat junkies? You know what?
I know.
I like spicy things, but I don't like heat for the sake of fucking heat. I like flavor. Now habanero, actually, I kind of like the flavor of habanero.
Love a good habanero salsa.
If it is done correctly, I enjoy that. But these fucking scorpions and reapers and bullshit, I ain't tasting nothing but too much goddamn heat. For me, I'm out. But I know that, in fact, I had some dried reapers that a guy gave me and wanted me to do deer jerky because I made some hot jerky. He said, that ain't hot. He said, would you make me a batch of jerky? And he gave me a bag of these Carolina Reapers. And I was like, God damn. So I ground them up. But I said, man, I ain't wasting my deer on it. I'll make you beef jerky. And I did. And that shit was so hot. It would literally, like
bring
a
you to
blister
tears.
on your fucking lip. It would blister you because your body treats capsaicin like a burn, but it's not a burn, but it responds in many ways.
Yeah.
Your body says, oh shit, you're on fire.
Yeah.
You know? So in that crazy, and that guy sat there and ate it. He ate that shit like it was nothing. And I was like, hats off to you. I hope your asshole.
No, I had to learn something new
Nick
tonight.
says he's scared to eat. He's terrified to eat them. Hate Machine said, fuck off scorpions. I hope you mean the scorpion peppers, not the band. What did Klaus Meine ever do to anybody?
So it's pronounced habanero, not habanero.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, y'all been saying habanero, not habanero. So I thought maybe I've been saying it wrong.
It's probably pronounced.
I noticed the
suck
weird
my
shit.
fat dick. I mean, I don't fucking know.
You're probably supposed to roll your R's too, but I don't.
Yeah. Well, like in Jamaica, they have a variety. There's Scotch bonnets.
Right.
And my buddy Troy uses that shit in everything. God damn, that guy uses a lot of Scotch bonnets, and those are hotter than fuck.
They even use those Scotch bonnets in their pastries, like for making their meat patties.
Good God.
Does Troy ever make meat patties? Beef?
Yes, let me tell you, and they're delicious. But God dang, everything he makes tastes the same. He uses the same seasonings. So I told him, I said, everything you make tastes the same. It's good. The only thing it tastes different is when his mom makes curried goat and just puts it on dry ice and sends it down here, and that motherfucker don't tell me about it and doesn't share. Pisses me off. That curried goat is the shit.
Well, as many years as you've known Troy, you should be in direct contact with his mom, and she should give you the heads up.
Yeah, no, you've known him a long time.
Yeah, but then I might have to account for maybe some of my foolish actions, and I don't want to do that.
What'd you call him? Your chocolate bear? You know what you called him?
I called him Chocolate Thunder, all kinds of stuff.
Chocolate Thunder.
Scotch bonnets are the best pepper in the world, hands down. Straight from Nick's
I don't think I've
mouth
ever heard
to
of
Troy's ears.
I think I've ever had them.
Scotch bonnets, habaneros.
Yeah.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why do they call them Scots bonnets?
Because it looks like a Scotch bonnet.
Ah,
Hey,
okay, got it.
Get
got
a
it.
little tam on top of his head. That's what it looks like, laddie.
Well, you know what? It cracks
Sonny
me up
Jim,
because
laddie, Jim boy.
Bob said just a minute ago that sometimes he'll eat a lesser grade pepper and it seems really hot to you.
It seems hotter to me
Now
than
that
some of the hotter
does that
peppers.
to me also because, like, for example, I can do like a Carolina Reaper or some habanero or something. Yeah, it burns me a lot. But for sometimes I can get a hold of a jalapeno, and that son of a bitch is hotter than shit.
So let me tell you, the pH of the soil largely affects the hotness of certain peppers, and jalapenos are one of them. Plus, there are different cultivars of jalapeno.
And
for the heat, some are sweet and have very little heat.
If you plant some of your peppers too close together, they can cross-pollinate, and you'll have something
I had that happen.
Looks like a jalapeno, but it's got the innards of a habanero.
I actually had a green bell pepper and a jalapeno plant right next to each other. They intersected.
Yeah.
My bell peppers taste like jalapenos.
So I had a guy.
They were hot.
When I was on strike in 16, I had a guy bring in this huge bag of peppers from his garden. He's like, man, I got so many crossbred varieties. I don't know. And it was some funky looking shit. But I did a ferment on them, a lacto fermentation of them. And Man, my daughter ate the fuck out of those things. She really liked them. And I mean, they were really good, but some of them were hot. Some of them were mild.
Right.
Looked like a banana pepper, but it burned the living shit out of you. But yeah, there's different cultivars and there, crossbreeding can occur, but also the pH of the soil can affect it too.
Well, I was using Bob's his famous plant growing sauce that I had, that mixture you gave me.
Yep,
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Good Lord, that stuff grew the shit out of everything.
Right? That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
It's
what.
primarily formulated for
I built a
tomatoes.
greenhouse and I had to tear it down because everything got too damn big for it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, all his plants outgrew the greenhouse.
I had to put them outside the greenhouse.
That's awesome. So I have a friend that's looking to buy a place, and this place is not far from you, but the other direction, it's heading back north. And it has a 30 by 90 greenhouse on it.
Really?
Yes. But it is not zoned for marijuana. So the homeowner had a greenhouse as an older couple.
Yeah.
Also has a massive shop, but this thing's sitting on 3.5 acres in a populated area. It's a very expensive property, as
Right.
you can tell. But that greenhouse, I'm like, holy shit. I was like, man, I'll be in there growing everything. 30 by 90.
Right.
What in the fuck were they growing in there?
God, you can grow all kinds of shit in there. That'd be
yeah.
fun.
Shit, I could set up a hydroponic tomato operation and make money, or fuck that, microgreens or anything else. There's so much possibility that I would love to have a greenhouse half that size just to mess with.
Oh, no shit.
Well, hell, 30 by 45 would still be 1,200 square feet of greenhouse.
Yeah.
You can masturbate in private.
So Nick
Or
said,
public.
Nick said Scotch bonnets are hotter than habanero, but smokier in flavor. They don't have that metallic tang that Habs do. I'm going to take your word for it because Troy also always told me that Scotch bonnets were different than habaneros. They're a cultivar. So, I think same family.
Right.
But I'm going to take your word for it. But I think if it's done right, habaneros and Scotch bonnets are about the limit for me. But God, some of these
that night
ghost
men.
pepper and scorpion bullshit and Carolina Reapers. Man, if you're having to name your shit Reapers and
Death and fuck you in the ass and things like that.
So one time there was this restaurant and they had the Lewis Cipher Chili Challenge. Lucifer, get it?
Yeah.
Lewis Cipher. And you could have anything you wanted to drink with it. It came with cornbread and a small bowl of chili about this big, this deep. And I said, fuck it, it's going to be hot, but okay. I got about halfway through. Of course, the cornbread was down immediately. I ordered milk to drink. And
Good choice.
You bet. Water don't do nothing but hurt you.
Yeah.
And beer's a bad idea.
Yes. So I ordered milk and even got a second glass. And you had to eat it in such and such time. And I was about halfway through it. It was a pretty good sized bowl. And I heard a strange gurgling from my stomach and felt it. And I thought, I can finish this. I can go ahead and just wolf down the restaurant. And I thought, why the fuck would I?
Because you're a man.
I'd rather just pay the $10 for the bowl of food.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
So I did not finish it.
Right.
And in true fashion, it came back to haunt me.
In the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was horrific and it burned like hell. And my stomach was upset for days from that shit because I told the guy, I said, that's the hottest fucking thing I've ever tried. He said, that's the point. And so they were just making something that was hot and just damn near inedible. The chili sucked. Why the hell are we doing that?
Years ago, me and Bob went to Wild Wings and we got some as like 50 cent leg night, wasn't it?
Wings, legs,
wings, whatever. So, anyways, Bob got a couple blaze. I got a couple blaze. I ate one blaze and said, "Fuck that!" It just was way too hot. Bob ate all three of them.
Well, okay,
but
the problem didn't come with eating the wings. The problem came whenever he decided he needed to go to the bathroom.
Yes, I found out you should wash your hands before you go to the bathroom.
All he did was wipe them off with a napkin or something.
I grabbed a hold of my dick, and dude, that just started burning.
It'll burn the living shit out of you.
So the next day, I'm of course sitting on the toilet. I called Bob and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" He goes, "My ass is on fire."
Well, have you guys ever had the misfortune of seeding some jalapenos or something, and then having relations with a gal and not having properly cleaned all the remnants of?
Let me tell you, I've had the misfortune of handling my pecker after peppers, and fuck that. I have.
Well, yeah, but you put yours in a citronella bottle too.
Yeah, I did one time.
Yeah, I remember that. You told us that
rash story. What's wrong with my dick?
That was hilarious. I think that was on our 3rd episode.
Was it?
I think so. Yes.
You just wanted a penis that was ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah.
There was this ring around the head of my dick, you know. This was like weird rash and skin's coming off, and I was like, what? So, hey, thank you, Hate Machine. I tell you, we enjoyed the lively conversation. It doesn't matter if we disagree. Good conversation is like that. We're glad you liked us in the discussion and that we're not censored like in Germany. When we hope to see you again.
Yeah, wish
Thanks
you the
for
best,
stopping
bud.
by.
All right,
Thank
take care.
You. So yeah, man. I mean, golly, I've touched my pecker after handling peppers, and let me tell you, even after washing my hands, and you think you're good. Wash your hands. If you've been handling really hot peppers, wash your hands really thoroughly, rinse them really thoroughly, and then just lick your fingers and wait.
Yeah.
If you feel any heat at all, do not touch your privates.
Or anybody else's privates.
Right?
I learned the hard way of never cut your jalapenos in half and de-seed them while washing them under hot water.
Splatter? Why?
No, the oil comes off and gets on your hands. You get that burning in your hands.
Oh, yeah.
Because the hot water brings it out.
I mean, water just spreads that shit around.
Yeah, my dumb ass was never smart enough to maybe put on some gloves.
And, I don't either, especially when I'm doing jalapenos and stuff.
I just use one of those little tomato cores.
Yeah, I love the taste of jalapenos, especially when they're cooked or smoked or on the grill. They get soft, they get delicious, and
you burn them.
And some of them aren't too hot. Even if they are hotter, it doesn't matter. I like the taste of jalapeno,
and I prefer the fresh jalapenos versus the pickled ones.
Absolutely,
I like them both,
but I
know
love
what
the
you're saying.
pickled jalapenos for stuff. I always keep a big can of the La Costeña, pickled ones just around, but. The fresh ones, I do love jalapenos, and there's a reason why jalapeno is so popular.
They're cheap.
They're cheap. They're grown so much. That's why they're cheap. Yeah. They're easy to grow. Middle of the road, no low end of the road on peppers. Not a lot of heat. It satisfies a lot of people. Let me tell you, if I had to have a cash crop, it sure as fuck wouldn't be Reapers. It'd be jalapenos, because I'm going to sell a whole fuck lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. People buy the hell out of those.
You say that. But, I buy a lot of spices, and I order a lot in. For a 1 ounce little baggie of ghost chili pepper, it's $11.
Yeah.
So
inflating that shit, because there's not enough people want to buy that crap.
So if you're growing for profit, you might actually be better off growing a much hotter pepper, because you can sell smaller quantities for a lot more money.
Fuck that. Stack them high and sell them cheap. At Jason's Pepper Emporium, we've got all your favorites, as long as they're jalapenos. We stack them high and sell them cheap and pass the savings on to you. You want ghost pepper? How about you ghost your ass out of my warehouse? There you go.
But see, it would take you an entire 40-foot container of jalapenos, and I could get a 50-pound box of Carolina Reapers, and it'd probably be equivalent to the same amount of money.
And then you would also not have near as many people want to eat those fucking Reapers as the people who, hey, would y'all like some stuffed jalapenos, or you want to eat these Reapers and then die with Bob? They're like, I don't know about this. And let me tell you, if anybody could make it palatable and make it where I'd be willing to try that hot shit, it's Bob.
Yeah.
Because Bob knows his way around the fucking kitchen, as we can all agree.
Yes.
And I know that you're not just going to make something hot just for the sake of it being hot.
Look how hot that is. Nah. Bob's going to make it with some flavor.
If you just want to impress me with how hot it is, get a torch lighter and just stick it to your tongue. Right. That's hot.
Yeah, no shit.
There you go.
Yeah, no shit.
Burn your face off and you're good.
Yeah. And, And hey guys, tomorrow I and others will be brewing a beer at a local brewery with the Women's Craft Beer Society starting around 1 p.m. Y'all stop by. It's my creation and will be ready for purchase towards the end of the month. If you can't come for brew day, come for release day. You know what, Marion? Fantastic. That is a wonderful. Yeah. So
I'm going to be gone, but
1
thank you for the invite.
1 p.m. But. So where are we brewing at? Where do we go at this for the Women's Craft Beer Society? And which incidentally, I did not know existed, and that is fucking fantastic.
Hey, is that the beer that I like?
Why didn't you tell us that when you called?
Yeah.
Are there any single gals at this
Okay,
craft
Marion.
Bob wants one with any horny girls at
if
this
you're
place.
Not, so that you're not typing 100 times, call us again real quick.
Yeah,
I
why don't you give us a call? Tell us about it.
You got the number, right? I can.
It's called redial.
It's 405-694-6268. Ooh, coffee cream ale. Man,
coffee cream ale. Oh,
Core 4 Brewery on Film Row. I know right where Film Row is. Yeah. Man, that is fantastic.
Okay, is that the kickoff?
No, that's not the release.
No. I mean the name of the name of her beer she made was called Kickoff.
Oh,
and I love that beer. Is that the same one?
I don't think so. I
don't know. It's coffee and cream.
She said they're single guys. Well, fucking
Bob, if you like a huge cock, you need to go.
You know, if they're calling it the Women's Craft Beer Society.
Then why in the hell is there going to be a bunch of cocks
Because there's a bunch of motherfuckers like you looking for women that
drunk women
that brew beer and that also may be willing to let you have relations with their good parts. There's Marion.
Hey,
Sup, sluts?
Sup, sluts? That's funny.
No, I didn't mention it because clearly we were on a whole other subject. But yes, It's tomorrow at Core 4 on Film Row. It's really awesome, this area. It's Core 4 Brewery. It's in one building, and connected to it is an OK Cider. They make great cider. It's beer-inspired cider, so it's fabulous. And then on the other side,
cider?
That's the place that you took me a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
And then on the other side of that, if you're a wine drinker, there is a wine bar connected to it called the Static.
Man, let me tell you, there used to be a little bar there in Film Row called Noir. And next door they had the Improv, OKC Improv, which I wasn't real thrilled with. I left in the middle of a show, me and a date one time. But that little bar, Noir, on the side of the building, it's got the...
N-O-I-R?
Yeah, Noir. It's the Paramount building. So in relation...
Yeah, that's it.
That's y'all.
That's it. That's the Paramount building.
Man,
well, not
awesome.
me. I mean, that's Core 4.
Right,
but yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah. When the Paramount building, I still got a menu. They had these fantastic drinks and did their own infusions. It was a great little bar, and I love the atmosphere. I can't believe it didn't take off, but I'm glad to see, because there's so many breweries going up around there. I'm glad to see that it enlivens the area, and I will definitely try to come and see if my girlfriend would like to join me, because she definitely enjoys a good beer, or perhaps wine, or
cider. Or cider.
A Dickens cider. And
no,
and
no, it really is. These are great places. They have great selections, everything you can get from. And honestly, the atmosphere at Core 4 is amazing. It's just a lot of fun. So it's funny that you would say that Noir had that same thing, because Core 4 does also.
See,
so if you can,
we
start brew day at 1, and I don't know how long it takes on their system. So, but it's a couple of hours, and then the release date will be towards the end of the month.
That is fantastic.
Is Nick going with you?
Yeah, Nick will be there.
Okay. Hey, Mary, let me ask you this. Now, Bob want to know, you said there's not going to be any single women there?
There will be single women. I put in there single guys, but I meant girls.
Oh, okay. 6A. Bob thought it was just be a big cock party. He wasn't very happy about that.
It's the Women's Craft Beer Society. They started this. Now, Nick and I are part of a homebrew club here in Oklahoma City called Red Earth Brewers.
Right.
And it's mostly a
dominated thing.
Yeah, male dominated. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. And, and there are several women brewers in there, but in comparison to the amount of men. And so if you just like beer, it feels a little bit like a men's club, except for the fact that the men of Red Earth Brewers are very welcoming. They really are. But if, women walk in and they don't know anybody just yet, I could see why they might feel intimidated.
Sure. But I love that idea of the Women's Craft Beer Society. And I'll tell you what.
All you have to do is like craft beer. Actually, you just have to like beer and like hanging out with other women.
So
that's really all it is.
So when Bob and I show up in dresses, hi, we're here to craft beer. Our beards and shit. These big dresses and fun.
Wrong brother.
The big hats that look like a purple onion slice and shit. So I'll tell you what, I'm very excited about that. I think that's great. And
except for the fact I'm not the cross dresser in the family.
Janie had to drop off because she works at night, but I know she'd be super excited about this. Man, I think that's great, Marion. I can't believe you're just not telling us about this. Why are you holding out on the good stuff? You know how horny Bob is.
I did put it out on Facebook. You should get out on Facebook, look at my post. I did share it on there, and you'll see. And I got the credit for the recipe.
I dropped out of Facebook. So yeah.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
There
Yeah.
you go. I'll tell you
Have
this.
Bob show you. Bob will show you.
This is very exciting, and man, I hope I can make it.
How many
and,
gallons are you brewing?
It's just going to be a barrel. How many gallons are in a barrel? 31.
Wow.
All right.
Sweet. So enough for
31
Bob.
gallons.
Now-
Yeah, and it'll be on sale at Core 4, and
Is this the kickoff one?
yes.
Oh God! See, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be in another part of Oklahoma tomorrow.
Not camping.
Well, that's just the
Right.
brew
No, I'm not.
Okay.
day. So come for the release in a couple of weeks.
Yes, yeah. I will
Come for the
definitely.
release, stay for the single pussy. That's what it says right in
Because,
there.
you know why?
Right in their motto.
Because Bob wants to get his release.
Come for the release, stay for an additional release. I heard there actually was a member of the Women's Craft Beer Society that did kill a person while they were crowd surfing. So you might want to just keep that in mind. And her name is Lezo. So you may not, she don't really swing your way, Bob. And so, but no, that's fantastic. I'm excited for you guys. You know, I've kind of ramped down on my drinking, so I don't do much of that anymore. But you know what? I sure do enjoy a nice beer. Man, I've learned to appreciate beer.
Have you had that beer yet?
No.
Oh, dude,
with the
get
coffee
ready.
cream?
Yes.
No, I have had their coffee cream before that was the Brewers Union.
Yeah, bring you
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the best beer I've ever had in my life.
Let me tell you, that was very, if it's the same recipe from what I had at the Brewers Union that time that we all got together. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, and it is the same one.
Oh,
yeah,
man, that
it
is
was
fantastic.
dangerous. I could drink
love
that till I was silly.
That means I may have to Uber. And,
But it's not going to be ready tomorrow. They're just brewing
Yeah.
tomorrow.
well, no,
Yeah,
she said
but
about 3
I
hours.
do in a couple of weeks. Well, no. That's how long it takes to brew. It's got to ferment for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
It'll be a couple of weeks for the release. However, I do have a keg of it at home. I will bottle you up some and bring you some.
Okay, sweet.
You better put
sweet.
one in there for me.
So what do they got going on? I
Okay.
mean, can you give us some beer names of what they've got available right now?
Well, at Core 4, they have an Irish Red called Resurrection.
I love a nice
Wait,
Irish
They've
red.
got-
Is their Irish red as good as Killian's?
Now,
I think it's better, quite frankly.
now, I got to tell you, some people may have thought that was a joke, but you know, there was a time.
No, I know.
In
I know. I was
95,
part of
you
the Killian's days.
Remember
I
over
do.
there at the bowling alley,
Oliver's.
Oliver's
Oliver's.
$3 giant ass pitchers of
Oh, I
Killian's
remember
Red.
that.
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
for a commercial brewed beer, let me tell you, Killian's was a damn good
It's a damn
product.
good beer,
It
yeah.
was.
It
It
was.
really
I
was.
loved Killian's.
No,
I did. I
no, I
loved it.
wasn't trying to make a joke or anything.
No,
I was serious.
I know, but some people may
No,
think so.
no.
You know, because we're talking craft beer, and then you mention a mass-produced beer. Let me tell you, I was impressed
Can
by
you still
Killian's.
find Killian's? I haven't seen that in a while.
I don't
I
know.
will look.
But I'll tell you what, I like a good Irish red, so that's exciting. What
And a
else is on
Gazelle,
tap?
too.
Right?
They have several IPAs. I can't remember all of their names.
Well, fuck you.
I know. They've got party shirts. Yeah, they have one called Party Shirt. It's an IPA, India Pale Ale. It's a New England IPA.
Really?
Czech Valve is their pale ale. They've got several. I mean, they've got a lot to choose from. And if you're not a drinker, they do sell water. They have water available. And
You
they
know,
also have, hey, get this, they also have soda there. And it is also craft created.
oh,
by,
wow.
He is a brewer at Bricktown Brewery, but he has his own company called OKC Soda. They do an orange cream soda.
Now you're
They
talking.
do root beer. They do. I mean, he's got great soda, and it's all made with pure sugar,
Pure
not
cane.
the corn
Yep.
syrup. Pure cane sugar.
I love those craft sodas. My
100%.
diabetes doesn't love them, but orange cream is like one of my favorite
Is it
flavors.
like a dreamsicle?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's on, yes, it
Oh,
is,
my
and he's also
gosh.
got a strawberry milkshake that's really good
Oh,
too.
my
It's a
gosh.
strawberry
Does
milkshake
it, does
soda.
it bring
They're
all the
good.
boys to the yard?
Right?
Yeah,
But
well,
you know what?
to my yard.
I'm not a big IPA fan. I never have
No,
been. For me,
IPAs are nasty.
they're grassy to me. I don't really care for them. But
Tastes like a bucket of shit
you
to
know,
me.
too
but-
too hoppy for me. But let me tell you what I do love. I love stouts. I'm a big.
They've got some great stouts.
Yes.
Oh, they've got some
I will
good
testify
stouts.
to that. Yes.
My
Yeah.
question is, what is the pH level of the water?
Well, that actually is a very good question. and
Everybody's
I
all
would
into their
not know.
beers and their
Everybody's water-
coffees.
There is a
Well, it's
pH
easy
level.
to
You
adjust
asked.
pH. You know.
I know, well, I'm trying to get serious on the water. There might be
Water
some
for the beer.
connoisseurs there that want to try different waters.
I'm going to adjust yours
I
with my
cannot
urine.
attest to his water because I have not tested his water. I don't know, but that actually is a thing that you would
Right?
mention. So,
See, George Killian's Irish Red. It's still around.
Yep.
Well,
I haven't seen it in the store in a
but
while.
anyway, I do have a series of beers, but being part of the Women's Craft Beer Society, they will be brewing them all over the course of several months.
do you have one called Nick that's just spelled Niiiick exclamation point?
No, but I do have one called Jason. Fuck you.
That sounds scrumptious, Marion. Make sure it asks for a bottle of Jason. Fuck you. No,
Yeah, you should come for the release.
that's
Come on, get your bottle of Nick.
I usually do come. That's how I release. No, I tell you what. I love it when I love nitro stouts. Like left hand, their milk stout, their nitro milk stout. I particularly love, but I do like the real fine foam and bubbles that's produced from the nitro. But
I love anything on a nitro valve.
Thank you.
That makes the beer so much creamier,
It
especially
is.
a stout.
It's so
And by the way,
luxurious.
since we're talking about local breweries and you like nitro, then I would highly recommend going to Angry Scotsman Brewery because
Yes.
they have a couple of beers on stout and
I passed
on
their
nitro.
place the other day.
Yeah. I passed by it when we were downtown the other day.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Great guy.
Marion,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought this up. You know what? You need to keep us apprised of this because, for our local listeners, if we have any that's other than just all of us.
Oh, we got stickers. We need to start putting them on our cars, but Bob won't do it.
Right? And I'm going to start putting them on other people's cars. Fuck them.
Oh, that'd be funny.
And,
wouldn't
There
it?
you go.
Yeah, that's like that InfoWars stickers that started showing up years ago on every phone pole, phone box, everything. But yeah, we'll do this right here. And you know what? Do the whole rogue thing, or do the downtown thing where you do the chalk art on the sidewalks and stuff.
Oh, hang on now. Let me tell you. So you know that downtown car, what is the street car?
Yeah.
That hits a lot of places where you can just jump right off and go brewery hopping because they're all within walking. Well, not all, but there are several within walking distance of a streetcar stop.
You know what Marion
stumbling
needs to
So
do?
yeah, some stop right in front of it.
That's cool.
Marion
It's like a
needs to
buck.
Marion needs to get it set up where at the bar can broadcast live from one of these events.
That would be fantastic. First, we need.
Do I get an expense account?
They'll be like, yeah, right.
We'll pay your beer tab. How about that?
They'll be like,
Oh, you can't afford that. You'd rather pay me a salary.
I'm afraid the Craft Beer Society is going to be like, how many listeners do they have? Please lie to them, Mary. Let
They
them
got
know that we
hundreds and hundreds of.
yeah, thousands of locals that all love beer, and we'll like give them a picture, some stock photo of some fat ass with a beer belly, and say, "This is just one of our many listeners." And
I'll share it with my OnlyFans.
There you go.
that's awesome.
And Nick's ears just perked up.
Yeah, he was like, "What?"
Yeah, featuring Nick's tits now. So
He's probably stunned I even knew what that was.
He's
So
pissed off that he hasn't
he's
seen part of that
questioning.
revenue stream.
I tell you, I found out. I got on the TikTok thing, quite a while back, and then I was
on the TikTok.
Yeah, I got on the TikTok, and then that's how I discovered OnlyFans, and I was astounded. I was like, "What the fuck is this? And why would I pay money to see this girl?" And
And 20
lot of
bucks
guys
later,
that do
he
it.
knew.
no, I was like, I ain't paying them for that.
$25 later.
I was like, with the
He knows.
plethora of abundantly free porn on the internet,
Okay.
why am I paying to see you?
But they
girl?
personally pay attention to you.
Okay, I've had this question for a while. Who actually pays for porn anymore?
Yeah, what the fuck's that?
I mean,
about?
how hardcore you got to be that what's freely available out there
Yeah.
not doing it for you?
It's got to be some funky
It's-
shit by request.
Yeah.
Right.
Some
It-
kind
it-
of
like
weird
nipple
child
stretching
support,
or-
yeah,
you got to have her looking into your eyes or something. Well, but
yeah.
Porn on demand. Pod.
well, I just remember back whenever the boy was 18, he mentioned to me one time. He was like, "I'm bored." And I looked at him. I said, "You have a device in your pocket that will stream HD porn from outer space."
Yeah.
And
You got the world at your fucking
and
fingertips.
you claim to be bored.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how things were back in my day.
Oh.
So
I had to find a fucking hustler in a dumpster.
hustler
and
shit.
then,
It was the
As we got older, it sounded like this.
It was the Montgomery Ward catalog.
Yeah, I got to tell you, maybe you'll find a National Geographic that had some nude natives in it.
We weren't that culturally.
I mean, fuck, my aunt and uncle had one of those, and I'd be like, ooh, I need to remember this one. But yeah, you find a Playboy or a Hustler in a dumpster, and I'd climb right in that thing as a kid and get that home and be like, well. What do we have here?
If I only knew what to do with this.
Yeah. It's like, I never knew I could see that deep inside of a woman before. And
this makes me feel funny, and I'm not sure why.
My pants are tight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they were the reason why they came up with a wide-angle lens.
And at some point in time, you're just looking at that going, that just don't even look right.
And then I was like,
hey, that doesn't look like a her.
It's like, man, I don't know, but hey, they got one of just fat girls. I like that. That's kind of neat. Man, you can find any flavor of porn now you want absolutely free. And if you can conceive of it, there's a fetish for it.
Well, I told a girl one time, I'm going to do things to you that Pornhub doesn't have a category for.
Oof. Oh my God.
So one of my daughter's friends has a page like this. And do you know what she shows?
No.
Her feet.
Yeah, okay. Feet. I've heard that's a popular.
There's feet guys
feet
are big on
fetishes
that.
Are popular.
Bob, why are you writing that down?
It's been around since. Well, think about back in the day, the Chinese how they would bind the girls' feet. They were deformed. Some of them couldn't even walk.
Yep.
And it was considered so desirable. It's disgusting. But feet fetishes have been around for a long time. And then you got furries, you got all kinds of weird cosplay, this goes on, and people that are like horses. We saw a guy, Janie and I were out at the lake. Janie is more knowledgeable of such things than I am, but we were out at the lake with the kids, and there was this couple out there there was a couple, and then another guy, and then the fourth guy had on a neoprene dog mask and a harness. And I said, what the fuck is that all about? And Janie told me, she said, that's his owner or his handler. She said, you have to ask his permission before you go up to him. She didn't know these people. She just knew what was going down.
So you're going to go pet the guy?
So yes.
Did you go pet him?
No, I did not. Okay. But we were out swimming. Well, he was barking at the kids because the kids were teasing him. So he'd bark at the kids.
Oh my God!
So he dog paddles over there to the kids.
Are you kidding me?
We're not even fucking kidding, man. And he came over and she
Stop
asked,
it!
No. And Janie asked. She said, "Is it all right if they interact with him?" And he's like, "You bet." So and this is a grown fucking man.
Did she ask if he had his shots?
And I don't know, but that motherfucker got on my leg, and I could not get him off.
He got himself off.
Yeah, right? I checked him for worms, though. I'll tell you that. He is worm-free. No, but I'd never seen that before. In fact, we had some weird known pedophile-looking guy come walking down the swimming area and staring at all these girls, fully clothed, and then walk on by, just kind of watching. He wasn't down there to swim, and it was kind of a detour to get there. Well, and then we had these girls show up that were way inappropriately dressed. I swear this girl, she must have had that thong on backwards, and she was too young. But anyway, all of a sudden we get the police down there, and this cop is asking. He says, "What's the deal? We heard there was
what's the deal with Lassie?"
Or he said, "We heard there was some inappropriate stuff going on." I said, "You might want to check that pervert that was around staring at the girls that I glared at until he left." And I said, "There's some girl over there." I said that I think she's got her thong on backwards, and he was like, "Good night." And he said, "What are those people doing over there?" I said, they've been very nice. They haven't bothered anyone. They haven't acted inappropriately.
Right. And then they're picking up his poo with a plastic bag.
Right. Janie proceeded to explain.
Took a shit.
Janie proceeded to explain to him what that was all about. And he said, "God damn," he said, "whatever they're into, man." I said, "These people aren't causing any problems." They got out from the swimming area, went on back up to their table because they were camping. When we left, we saw him without his mask on, but we waved. We're like, "Hey, he's a good boy," and all this stuff. So, no shit. Yeah. He was a good boy.
He's a good boy.
But did they have one of those electric fence things running around their tent? One of the little buried wire?
No, they just had him on a leash on a swivel. And but you know what? If you scratch him in the right place, his leg will sit there and fucking thump. So, but actually, that was their kink. But that also happened to be during Pride Week.
Marion's still there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All
So that happened during Pride Week, but a lot of people begged off of Pride Week because some different stuff, weather and different things like that. But Janie's pretty well connected and all that. And of course, I have a little bit of experience in those matters as far as, things like Pride and stuff like that because of Eris. But not Janie had to explain all that shit to me, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And I said, I can tell you right now, I'm probably not going to be a dog for you, but
All right, I want to prove something right now. A minute ago, you said there's every kind of form of porn that is out there.
you bet if there.
Okay,
if you
now
can
just real
conceive it,
quick.
there's a fetish for it.
Give me a word.
Toenails.
Okay, Bob, type in toenail porn.
That's awful close to foot.
Okay,
so
toothpick.
Yeah.
Toothpick porn. I'm just curious.
How about urethral sounding?
You're going to get some very girthless dicks.
Girthless dicks.
Yeah, toothpick penis.
Holy shit.
There
See,
you go.
it's all out there.
And there's special.
Dick, wick.
That sounds like a great restaurant name. Girthless Dicks.
Are we
Come on
gonna?
in for our skinny hot dogs. They get the thinnest hot dogs
God,
in
I'm
town.
having hot dogs
It's
tomorrow.
just all bun and this very little thin hot dog variant.
Also
Okay.
known as Slim Jim.
Okay, so we've got naval torture with toothpicks.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, there is.
Playing with my pierced nipples
Yep.
with toothpicks.
And that's by Nick.
That's Nick. Shh, don't tell anybody, everybody. Come on.
Toothpick rubber band flogging.
Fuck yeah.
One's just under the household objects category.
Wow, that is just weird.
One of them's just
So
an old dude
it's all
picking
out
his
there.
teeth with it going, yep, you some sick fuckers.
And small penis humiliation.
Yeah, you mean the story of my life? Fuck you, ladies. Fuck y'all.
It's okay. It's okay, Jason. It's
All
okay.
right.
It pleases me.
How dare you?
And then they've got toothpick insertion videos.
See, okay, so it's true.
See,
They're
so I
out
guess you
there.
could do some urethral sounding with a toothpick, but man, that point on the end, I prefer stainless steel rod myself.
Oh,
The happy return of the toothpick free porn.
Holy shit.
What's on? All right, guys, I'm jumping off here.
All right, Mary.
she's like, I've heard enough.
She's like, I heard all I can stand.
The toothpick was just over the line for you, huh?
It's like, yeah, so to recap, any kind of porn you want, Women's Craft Beer Society starting around 1 p.m. Just running them all together. That's Core 4 Brewery on Film Row, downtown Oklahoma City. I suggest you make the drive if you're in another country. Get your fucking passport and get on a plane.
And Marion, get us a gig on one of those, and we'll go do it, and we'll behave ourselves.
Okay, so I just typed in Women's Craft Beer Society porn.
Holy shit!
And the first thing that,
Hey, shut it down. Shut it down.
the first thing that popped up is a study of advertising.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
funny.
So you see,
Small batch.
You need-
Women's positions.
yep, you need the Women's Craft Beer Society.
Did you say
only
small
fans.
snatch or batch?
Small batch.
Oh, okay. All right, Marion. Hey, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining us again.
Yeah, bye.
All right,
See
we
you
love
later.
you. Bye.
Bye.
That's awesome.
All right,
really wanna
guys,
check that
we are
out.
coming to the end.
Hold on. Before we come to the end, are we done? Are you playing? Are we done? Are you playing the music?
Yeah,
Are we,
he's playing the music.
we've been in 2 hours and almost 45 minutes.
Okay, fine. But next time we got to discuss all of the streaming services that are flooding the market these days.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, there's.
We
a
can
lot
do
of
that.
them. You know what? Just even on our podcast thing. So we got
9.
Yeah, and so where was Hate Machine coming from? He was on,
Germany.
on Twitch.
No. He was on D Live.
D Live.
Oh,
We had D Live and Facebook
He's
and
like,
some YouTube tonight.
Let's listen to Totenmond Achtung Panzer. Somehow I doubt that's going to be lullaby-like.
Yeah,
But that should
yeah.
be interesting. But you know what? I believe I think he's the first commenter we've had on D Live. On the chat.
We had a couple drop in a couple of months ago, but they only talked for like a little bit. Nothing like that. No, that was
Stop
awesome.
your goddamn filthy lies.
Okay, I'm sorry. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, no, it was. You know, I mean, we can disagree and bitch and all that other stuff, but you know what? He was a friendly guy.
Yes, he
and-
was.
And we definitely love new listeners. Sorry, we don't mean to scare anybody off. We're all opinionated, and you can be too.
Yes.
And we like that. So-
Actually, you missed the comment in there. He said that's one thing I like about people in America. I can actually sit and talk to you about these things.
You're absolutely right.
Yes, so
you
that
know
was
what?
cool.
We can have even a heated argument and be passionate, but it
And
doesn't
still make love.
But it has nothing to do with hatred or anything like that. So absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks to everybody who joined us tonight and participated in the chat. And I'm sorry that Brian hung up on the first caller. It was a long time listener, first time caller.
It wasn't the first time caller.
So my question is, who's doing Big Spoon tonight? Is it me this time, or is it you?
I'll go both ways.
Bob, you got the camera, right?
It's all about a spoon. It don't matter. It don't matter which way it's stacked.
All right, hang on a second here. Let me do my usual. Where are we at? All right, Jason, bye.
Bye, Brian.
All right, Bob.
Later, guys. Y'all have a good week.
Peace out. Everybody have a blessed week, and take care of yourself. Later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by for a drink. I hope you enjoyed hanging out. Next time, invite some friends. Like and subscribe so you won't miss out the next time we are at the bar.